Harming Core Pro.
everybody. We're live now. Welcome.
We are in fact.
Providence episode 12. How's everybody doing? As always, I'm going to be your storyteller, Mike Martin, joined by my three wonderful players, Bub, Dot, and Tracy. Hello, everybody. 2 weeks in a row without missing an episode. That's crazy.
Yep, and just us, gang.
The core four.
The three of us, yeah.
Yep.
It's like the Scooby Gang.
Maggie's
it really is.
Maggie's
Kinda
deep in
is.
work and baby life, so
Yeah.
we miss her.
She's got a big, she's got a big game like thing happening. She's excited. So yeah, that's work that's going on with her. But we're here. I'll just put up front though, we will not be here next week because I will be in LA next week. So I mean, I don't know if you guys will stream something. Sometimes you do like a Sims thing or whatever. Yeah, there won't be any show next week, but we should be good for the week after that. Yeah. Anyway, before we get going, as always, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys want to support us and to kind of just follow us everywhere, head over to our Patreon. Check it out. Patreon.com/podbynight. A couple of tiers over there. You get some little extras and you directly support the show. Same thing if you subscribe right here. Get some emotes, access to VODs. And make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/podbynight as well, because all the VODs go up over there. Last week's VOD went live at like 1 in the today by myself, and I accidentally deleted a 1, so it said episode 1, not episode 11.
Starting over, guys.
There was like a message at 3 a.m. on one of the Discords, and I was like, oh fuck, yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Sorry about it. It's not episode 1, it's episode 11. In our Discord too. I always want to make sure I mention that because we have a huge community over in our Discord. You can jump in there and support us by hanging out. I don't think there's really anything we need to go over, right? It's like pretty straightforward.
I think it's really clear now that we have to decide who of which the Scooby Gang we are, and I'm frustrated that I'm the dog. This sucks.
Yeah, you're Scooby. You're
This
Scooby.
sucks.
Actually,
I'm
Bubba,
Shaggy,
you could be a
Oh
friend.
yeah.
I literally have brown pants, green t-shirt.
No, you're Shaggy. 100%.
Yeah, there's zero question that you're
Yeah.
the Shaggy. The question is Bub our Fred? Actually, is Bub our Velma?
He could be.
Could be. He could
I'm
be
Daphne.
our Velma.
I claimed
There's
Daphne.
zero question that
Dot
you're
is,
Daphne.
you are such a Fred, Dot. You
I
could rock an
know,
ascot
I
so hard.
That's also true. That's also
You
very
kinda
true.
are.
I'm wondering if I'm not the Fred and you're not the Velma.
That's wild.
Does that make Maggie Scooby?
Yeah.
Or Scrappy at least.
Scrappy.
Maggie and Josh pass off Scrappy and Scooby.
That's too good.
I'm gonna say Scrappy sucks. I hate him.
Maggie, you're a little low. You might want to check
Oh,
your
fucking
sound.
Zoom. Goddamn Zoom.
You'll have to
always
say that
resets
Scrappy part louder when you check it.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, I
audio
will.
check.
Hang on, I gotta fix my audio. Sorry. Audio settings. Input volume. Yeah, please raise that, please. Is that better?
I
Does it
always
sound
think
the
it's
same?
fine. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
Yes?
There.
Question mark.
Does it sound? I mean, there. Does it sound any different?
Yeah, you don't sound as far
Yes.
away from the mic. It does sound better.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I said Scrappy Doo sucks. I hate that character. He's so.
He is annoying.
Yeah, I even when I was sick, I didn't like watching Scooby Doo. I appreciate it now as
Really?
now that I'm older,
It
but
was
as a
my
kid,
favorite.
nah, man. I'm
I
sorry. I
watched
was
so much
80 as
Scooby-Doo.
fuck. I loved like Power
I have
Rangers.
I have a vintage 1980s Scooby Doo alarm clock.
That's sick.
Color me
bro.
jealous.
That's sick.
It is, yeah.
Don't
the
you have
top-
Scooby Doo stuff on your car? Like your car?
Yeah,
I
I
remember when you
have-
picked me up from the airport. Yeah.
the front of it says Zoinks as I pull up.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love Scooby.
Yeah, I like it now. I didn't like it as a kid because I was a boring kid.
It's because you may or may not smoke weed now, Mathis.
It is. It's true. When I turned 30 and I tried weed the first
He
time,
looked, he's
I
like,
changed.
relatable.
Actually, I understand him now. Is there anything else we need to cover? Anything else we need to talk about that we haven't mentioned up top? Again, no episode next week. But beyond that, I can't think of anything.
I think the biggest thing is Dragon Con is in 2 weeks, and once I get past Dragon Con, that's my last convention of the year, everybody, which means all my efforts will now be put towards getting the recording of the SOS finale done.
Let's
So
go.
you can definitely
Yay.
expect that as like a fall delivery. I just gotta get past Dragon Con. Okay, and then I can readjust my whole life.
I feel like every summer, whatever show we're doing, we're always like, "Hey guys, a lot of shows are getting missed. We promise we'll get
Yeah,
back to it."
Cons
It's like it's
are
just
just absorbing my life.
it's yeah, con season. Even though con season doesn't end anymore.
True.
Maybe with the recession it will again. We'll see. All right. Well, but other than that, yeah, keep an eye on like the show schedule. We'll be like come September, we'll probably be back to a normal schedule every Saturday without missing much. And Maggie will be back as well once she's kind of past this hump in her work. All right, then. Is that it? There's this weird like feeling I have of like there's something else.
Every time. It's fine though.
I know. That's what it feels like. I'm gonna go my book.
Well, why don't you mention the Discord just so we can make sure we covered everything?
Go Discord.
Discord, go there. It's free. Boom. Link, chat.
Easy.
It's free, and patron supporters get special roles. You guys can see special channels, stuff like that. You also might have early access to some of our releases. I did just locate the raw files for the for the lore sheets, for some of like my own personal lore sheets, the things that I was working on. So the pub, the Lights Out pub, has been relocated. I actually have the raw files for that. So that can now get made into a lore sheet. And I also found my raws for
Love
Duke.
that.
The Duke lore sheet is also.
I was about to say we should start looking
coming.
at the cracked crown ones, because I would like to. I've got to figure out what I want to do for Vera, but there's got to be something.
Yeah, and the Viscerotica should go up soon. The amalgams are on there now,
cool.
and I think you were done with the amalgams at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to touch up one level 5 power, and then we'll have the finalized your core first, like 1 through 5 available.
Yeah.
And then the amalgams will likely come as a secondary sheet because there is a lot. It turns out there's a lot you can do with Viscerotica. Yeah, so we're trying to make some new and unique stuff.
And there may be even a point like we release a version 2 of it if we get to when he eventually does get one of the powers and it ends up being underpowered or overpowered, and we need to tweak it in some way. So it's subject to change until the end of the series. Okay, cool. Well then, if we're good, we can just jump in. I think you all remember where we left off.
Been an explosive experience.
You did your stain roll on the after show last week.
Yes.
So for those who didn't see the after show, Bub did in fact succeed his stain roll, so he did not drop a humanity. It's a 50-50 shot every time at a humanity 8. Everybody go ahead and do your beginning of session healing. Let me just go ahead and open the game because I forgot to do that, like I always do.
People get so weirded out when they find out that you're playing a Kindred with high humanity. Like, oh, you're going Golconda. I was like, no, I'm playing a baby. There's a difference.
Yeah, no. The humanity will assuredly drop at some point. Golconda level going for Golconda and starting at humanity 8 feels like half the journey was lost.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The point is the struggle.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. Beginning of session healing. Make sure that's done. And everybody. No, we don't need to do a rouse check yet because we're picking up. No, not yet, because we're picking up right where we left off. All right. We get that open. Cool. Game is open. All right. Then without further ado, let's get into the game. Let's set the scene, write things in, and see what our still not yet a coterie is up to. And I did check last week, and the episode that was consequences in SOS season 1 was episode 20 something.
Oh,
So we're kicking in earlier, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, a lot more kid gloves in SOS season 1 than there are this time around. All right. Then our scene opens from a screen that is black and silent. The very first thing we hear is the crack of the pistol firing. We see the splatter of red as our camera snaps in and comes immediately into focus. As we see this man's front face, lower jaw spew outward as a few teeth hit one of your sons went and answered the door, correct? It was your son. You see a few of them hit as they then hit the wooden floor with that kind of not necessarily a thud, but like a clink or clank as the tooth hits the hardwood. You will also see just sinew and muscle spatter outward as gore and thick vitae begins to drip and ooze out of his wounds before he just falls forward face first onto the floor as blood begins to pool around him. Your son saw very briefly an individual, a silhouetted individual before they disappear. And it's in that loud crack that we start. You were downstairs, Janet.
I was heading downstairs to do finance stuff.
Yeah, you were going like over the shoulder of Magpie to go over his finances. And down there, you know, our camera cuts, and as we hear the loud crack, we see Janet probably snapped out of whatever she's doing.
Yep.
We cut again, and we see Elspeth. Where were you, Elspeth, during this? You were both staying here the night because you guys got back late or what have you.
There in the main room, the kitchen, right there where it happened, right?
So you're okay. So you're both right there. So then you both would probably out of the corner of your eye see a spray of red mist, and you would hear the tink tink thunk as the teeth followed by the body hit the ground. And the son immediately reflexively reached down, grab this individual by whatever clothes he has, like the back of his shirt, pull him clear of the door, and with his free foot, reach forward and swing the door shut as it slams, and you can hear locks automatically slide in. As he pulls back, you would hear him go, like as like a noise to call for Janet. But at this point, we probably hear Janet's heels all the way up the stairs
I'm
at this
already
point.
coming, yeah.
And as you swing out and round the corner into the living room where you see both David, you see Elspeth, you see one of your twin boys, and this individual whose face is unrecognizable at the moment as blood pools around him. You all may make me wits awareness and give me any reactions. May take the scene if you wish.
I think Janet runs and immediately checks her son hasn't been shot, right? Like she looks him up and down, sees the viscera.
You see the viscera, but you see he's fine. It seems like he reacted appropriately, you know, quickly shut the door, pulled the body clear of it to make sure. Yeah, but you check him. That's like we see Janet come up. We hear the clacking of the heels against the hardwood before maybe one of the heels touches a puddle of the blood, muting that last step as she reaches out with her hands to check her boy, and you realize it's just viscera. He's okay.
I'll kind of put my hands on his face and I'm like, go wake your brother, go get clean.
Go. As soon as you said go, he already starts walking, and you're still patting at him and saying what you were saying. Elspeth and David.
Well, I rolled 6 for my wits and awareness. 6 successes.
And I got 5.
Okay.
I got 2.
Okay, so the other 2, you would notice just the very, very, very edges of the blood as it's pooling, just little bits of the blood itself look like they begin to kind of go from a deep red to a dark black gray before they dust and almost turn to ash.
Okay, so Kindred, definitely.
Yes, you would immediately recognize that the vitae pooling and dissipating would indicate Kindred. He is not dusting. His body is not decaying immediately in front of you. Now, granted, if he's a young Kindred, not that Elspeth would know this, but Janet would. No, Elspeth actually might have been educated on this because of your deal with death. But if the Kindred is young, it won't look like he's decaying right away because the body itself, when the Kindred is killed, the body ages up to where it was before it dusts away. The body is not immediately changing in front of you, so either that means he's not dead, or he is dead and he's young and he hasn't began to dust yet. But just putting that there, probably something in your minds, not necessarily something any of you would comment on, but I want to kind of keep context in the mind beyond David. David would have no idea.
Oh God. Okay. I run over to the body. Can I start? I need any identification.
You're just patting it down, doing a quick
tattoos that tell me what clan, anything.
Yeah, give me a wits awareness.
Can I? That's a really bad rule for me. Is there like a? Can I do it like from a? I don't know.
The other would be a wits investigation. Wits investigation means you're taking minutes, though. You're like going slowly.
See. Okay.
A wits awareness is your quick, like once over.
No way I could have a politics roll on this.
I
know I can't see his face, but has he got any? I guess I still have to.
Yeah, you're looking for markings. Like I wouldn't. If you find markings with your there's no obvious marking on him right now. You'd have to like maybe roll up his shirt or unbutton it and whatnot. And obviously
I got 2. Both of them rolled a success.
As you kind of look over his arms and whatnot, he's not carrying a wallet. He has no cell phone. Clearly following at least the masquerade. And there is no indicative tattoos on him that show what clan he belongs to. He doesn't look like he'd be Nosferatu at the very least. You could probably rule out Nosferatu. It's not a politics role. It would just be if Janet was trying to piece what this could be and why they're at your doorstep. Other than pure random happenstance, is you are well aware that the Brujah were likely going to be knocking on your door at some point because the murder that happened in their territory they're also going to be hunting it down. And there was I forget what was the actual specific reason, but you guys had talked about it already as to like expect them. You knew the
Yeah,
Brewhaven went looking for you.
because David spoke to one in the
Yes, that's right. It was where it was.
in the
Yeah,
club.
David spoke to that one. And also, yeah.
Okay,
And
okay. Uh, having been in the city for a minute, what is the best way to contact the Ivory Tower or the sheriff? Like, what is the preferred means of reporting a kindred death?
and a kindred death, that would be yeah, that would be, I mean, there's no emergency line to reach to. You would likely have to do it the next night. And that would be heading to the Ivory Tower itself, very likely.
Is the kindred dead?
He's not dusting.
He's not dusting.
No.
We should just take the body and bring it inside.
Can David recover the body?
Yeah, David walks over.
It's already inside. He pulled it in with
Okay.
the door
Yeah, the body
Gotcha.
is inside the door. It's sitting in like
Okay.
the landing right in front of the door.
Well, Janet, you should go on lockdown. Clearly, there's somebody out there.
I knock on the steel plating.
Yeah.
The moment the guns went off, we went into lockdown till tomorrow morning.
David,
Okay.
you pick up the body. What do you want to do with it?
I'll wait for instruction. David he understands, even if there is dusting, there is still like the reproach of how blood will mess with clothing, linen material. Doesn't want to set it down on anything too nice.
Yeah. Well, he's already ruined my rug. I look at his like choking body. Okay. I would like to think that with the amount of bodies that have come through this house, even though I'm in it for the meat and the organs, something has to be done with the blood, right? That comes out of all these human bodies. Would I have pints of something we could try to feed him? Maybe just leftovers?
You might have like some, I wouldn't say you would have maybe some blood, but I imagine you probably don't keep a ton of it on hand. Because you don't drink it, but you probably have some on hand just in case.
Well, actually, everybody stay right here. I run downstairs. Is Magpie still sitting at the computer?
Oh yeah, he has not moved. He's like, and if you told him like, don't move, don't do anything, he is obeying.
Magpie, do me a favor. Write your passwords and all your information down on that sticky note right there.
He nods, but he's like not breaking eye contact with you. He's like seeing
That
if you're.
snap time is of the essence.
Okay, you gotta tell me what the fuck that noise was.
Well, yeah, I am actually. Come on upstairs.
He quickly writes down a few things. You see him jot it down, and he just leaves the sticky note.
Okay.
And you say come with me or come upstairs.
I'm gonna make eye contact, and I'm gonna say you're gonna come upstairs and offer your blood to help this person.
Are you using a discipline, or are you telling him
Yes,
to?
I am.
Okay.
I am gonna daunt the hell out of him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me,
Actually, I guess
manipulation,
I can do it.
intimidation.
I guess I'm saying it. It doesn't cost me anything to do the same.
I mean, yeah, it's all the same.
It's
Daunt.
all
If you're
the
just gonna
same
daunt,
thing. So yeah, basically, I'm commanding him to join me upstairs. So you would like
he'll follow you. You can use daunt. Obviously, it's going to be manipulation, intimidation plus presence on top of add presence to your pool.
Okay. These two extras are gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really bad for me. I will use a willpower.
Yeah. I was like, damn, unfortunate.
No,
Damn,
it wasn't meant to be.
I would not give him a resist, but with just one success.
Well, it wasn't very good.
I'll roll, but I don't. Let's see. Okay. Ties go to the player. He follows you. He gets up. He doesn't say anything smart or snarky. He just writes down his passwords. He looks a little confused, maybe a little concerned from the loud gunshot from upstairs, but he follows you in tow. You lead him up the stairs, and as soon as you lead him up the stairs and he sees the viscera on the floor, the body being held by David, I'm going to make another roll. 2. You see him. If you look back, give me a wits awareness. All three of you can give me wits awareness as he steps up into view.
Oh, that's still a good roll for me.
It's all right. You're still young.
Yeah, I got 1.
3, 1. Critical, David. David, you see it before anybody else does. You see him go utterly pale before he goes green. And you see him stop following Janet as he just takes everything in after like for a beat or two. and after his eyes are wide and you see the blood like disappear from his face, you see him turn around and he actually does run back down the stairs. You would know not out of fear because he's about to throw up.
Got
And
it.
he wouldn't even make it halfway down the stairs before you hear him go.
Okay. Well, David's not exactly sure how the healing thing works.
Yeah.
This
Automatic.
is a great learning opportunity. Get your ass up here. I yell down that flight of stairs.
You hear like a couple dry heaves, and
I'm going to try again, this time with a rouse. And because I can just use my mom voice, I shout.
Yep.
Oh, how do we help him?
I don't know.
you know Kindred will heal automatically.
Yeah.
If he's in torpor, which he very, very likely is, his body will heal automatically over the course of a few nights.
I don't think we could do anything right
Got a 4.
now.
You would hear as like the dry heave comes to a stop and you command him, you would hear the footsteps make their way back up and you hear him catching himself, like trying not to throw up, a couple of gags. But as he makes his way up the stairs, you see him like kind of squinting his eyes, like he's not closing them, but he's like trying to minimize
I'm
the
like,
viscera.
come here. And
He-
I kind
he
of
got-
said,
and he
you're going to
follows.
be all right. I'd like you to get down on your knees. You don't even have to look at the body. Just look straight ahead into the kitchen. Just straight ahead into the kitchen.
He doesn't even do that. He closes his eyes and puts his head down.
Elspeth, will you pass me that steak knife off the dinner table?
Sure.
Okay. It's very simple, David. Not only do we need blood to eat, we need blood to heal ourselves, huh? And I'll kind of just take Magpie's arm and I'm gonna just lightly, nothing extreme,
you're not like,
just lightly bleed him a little bit and just start to
Yep.
pour it into the gaping hole.
How
in this
many
man's
points
head.
of hunger do you want to take from him? You know, 2 is safe, 3 can be iffy depending on the person, and 4 is a bit too much. No matter
Well,
who.
I definitely won't go 4. We're gonna start. I just need him to pass out afterwards, so I don't have to listen to him bitch. So if I got to get to 3 to make him pass out, that's what we'll go with.
Actually, because he's so queasy and sick already, he would pass out
Thinking
after 2.
That's what I
he
was
would-
thinking. So and then I'll lick his wound closed and kind of push his limp body to the side. And I was like, now.
As you see him licking, and then while the camera stays on you, Janet, as the camera follows you up and you push the body, we don't even see it. We just hear the body hit the ground like off camera as we're at a close up. We see it.
Now
Comedic in
he's
my
had a
mind.
little bit of blood. It should hopefully bring him out of a torpor status. I'm going to be really honest. He's going to need a lot more blood than this. So we're going to go ahead and take him downstairs and lock him in case he decides to frenzy. And then in the morning, his body will naturally heal itself, requiring more blood in the process.
You know, Janet, you're probably looking at, 1 night is generous. It'll probably be 2 nights of healing before you can probably talk to whoever this is.
We're going to go ahead and take Magpie. I can't believe I'm going to say this, upstairs to my bedroom and lock him in. And then we'll take this gentleman downstairs because I can actually secure that door.
Are you going to tie him down too down there, or just leave him down there? Because if he is a kindred, you know you're dealing with someone that could be. He is a kindred. You know he's a kindred.
What I need is more blood, but I can't get that tonight. It's going to probably be tomorrow. Okay,
Does Elspeth look like blank in the face right now?
Elspeth
kind
is
of
a
thing?
little like shook, I think.
Yeah, you've not really seen anything like this.
This
ever.
kind of action isn't quite her speed.
Yeah, Janet would be familiar with. Maybe rarely do you see something this gory, but you hack bodies apart all the time. Elspeth probably has never seen anything like this gory in her life, and if David has, he can't remember any of it. So it might as well be day 1 for him when it comes to like this too.
It's not.
And you are the golden child. You've only been a kindred a year. Do you think seeing this kind of viscera? You've seen dead bodies. You've been around them, morgue and all that stuff, but nothing like a blown out jaw.
I think it's more the panic of somebody was just shot in front of our house, and it's like, that's kind of scary. So I think she's more shook by the incident itself than the actual like viscera of the body and all that stuff. Like that, I think doesn't bother her. It's more she's like nervous that there could be like a shooter out there or something like that.
I go over and get like yellow cleaning gloves and my apron. And I come over and I just start dragging the body. We got to get it downstairs. Is anybody going to help me?
Of course.
David is holding it. David's holding the body over his
you
shoulder.
got the body? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go put him downstairs on the cot. I'm going to go get some straps.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, good boy.
Is David kind of like disassociated almost in the way he's kind of reacting to this, or?
Yeah, I think he's kind of gone into like the fundamental like almost dog-like state of taking commands because a lot has happened in a very short window. So he's
Absolutely
trying to funnel it into some sort of upper faculty, but there's a lot going on.
There are decades where nothing happens, and a night where decades happen.
I imagine that this is not the first time Janet's had to strap a man down in the house.
No.
So, I find whatever is my usual.
The mob is violent.
Yeah, I find just some ratchet straps, and I'll go down and ratchet him to the bed. I'll put a blanket over him, tuck him in afterwards. Little hospitality goes a long way, and I'll come back upstairs with my cleaning gloves on, and the floor's got to be clean. So I'll begin rolling up the mat that's got blood and viscera all over it. That's gonna have to be burned, and I'll get a mop bucket and I just start cleaning.
Yeah, you see Janet just go into just business mode in a way. This is very much
got to get cleaned up, and
it may not be a regular. Yeah, it might not be a regular part of the business for Janet, but it's one she's done enough times where she knows what she has to do. And in some ways, Janet, this might even be a bit more of a breath of fresh air because this isn't the mob. So you're not going to be getting...
I'm like humming as I'm cleaning.
Yeah. Yep.
Janet, is it all right that I enter your room? I can take Magpie to your bed.
Oh, yes, honey. Go tuck him in. Make sure he's,
Of course.
safe.
And what does Elspeth do?
There's a spare pair of gloves under the sink.
Oh, you're muted.
Oopsie, I'm muted.
Okay. Elspeth is just very silent.
Oopsie. Yes. So Elspeth will help you, Janet. So she goes and grabs the gloves and walks over. Okay, what do you need me to do?
Well, you can grab that bottle of ammonia. We can start scrubbing the floors, cleaning off the marble.
Oh.
And then I'll have the boys take the rug later to, be disposed of properly.
Okay. Do you need anything with the body? I can help with that.
Are you going to be a sacrifice? Because the only thing he needs right now is blood.
Okay. No, I'm good. I guess I'll just help.
Is this your first time seeing a dead body?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, well, why do you see you're shook?
Yeah. Are we not going to just process the fact that somebody just got shot in front of your house, Janet?
Oh, I'm fully aware of that fact, but what do you want me to do about it?
Is this a normal occurrence?
Well, it's not the first time we've had a drive-by.
Okay,
maybe the first time we've had a Kindred shooting.
No, that's a good point. This has been happening a lot.
Yeah, precisely, which is why in the morning we will report it directly to the Ivory Tower and the sheriff, because this is the second time that a body has been shot within our territory of a different clan.
Are we sure that's a good idea?
Would you like to be in more trouble than we're already in? I feel like honesty is the best policy at this point. And if this is in fact the brouhaha that showed up to the door the last time, we want more brouhaha showing up at the door. So the best thing we can do is be honest and tell the truth, report it, help the poor brouhaha in the basement whose face is now half the size it was before he arrived here, and, do the best we can to make sure he gets back on his feet kicking. Maybe he'll actually vouch for us in some way, and maybe we'll find out why he came here in the first place.
All right. All right. I'll help clean up, and then tomorrow we can report this. I'm just a little scared that we're being hunted or targeted, and that happens so quick. I'm just scared we're gonna walk outside and we might be next. I don't know.
Well, if it was a Kindred, we have something to worry about. So why don't let me go question the twin that saw it and see what he remembered seeing, if anything. And if he didn't see nothing, then we can at least narrow it down to some of the clans that tend to be more or less obvious.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's Elspeth walk off to?
Just keep scrubbing. I'll be right
back. Gotcha.
Okay.
So Janet's walking off. David, you put the body downstairs. As you plop it down. Upstairs. Sorry. No, I thought
you took Magpie's body upstairs to my bedroom.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other. I was thinking of the
Correct.
other body.
Yes.
I was thinking of the other body. My bad. So where are you going to, Janet?
I'm just going up to see the twins. One of them was supposed to change clothes, because he was covered in viscera.
He's changed at this point for sure. Do you have a uniform or a dress code for the boys?
They just have to look professional.
So like business casual, khakis, button
Mhm.
down.
And then, of course, if they need to pose as one person, two people as one, they'll dress the same.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm sure
most
they
of
even
the
dress
time,
similar enough anyway that most people might even be
because they can
confused.
share a closet, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever he's like replacing with for his shift or whatever, and I'm just like, did you see anything?
To who? Sorry.
Was it because she has asked the right questions since he can't really speak to her.
Gotcha. No, he's torpored. He's unconscious right now.
No, yeah, her son, because he has
Yeah.
no
Oh,
tongue.
yeah. So, yeah, did you see anything? Yeah. How would you?
He
Would he
basically
write
say
down?
yes or no questions, or he could write it down.
Okay.
Write
Well,
down
yeah.
what you saw.
Okay. So he would write down like for the ease, because yes or no might take a while. He would just be like the door. There's a knock at the door. He opened it. The person that was there, asked if this was Janetti's house, and before anything else could happen, there was a gunfire from behind. His whole lower jaw blew out, and as his body fell, there was an individual who he saw a silhouette of in the dark before it wasn't there anymore.
So the silhouette just disappeared.
He nods.
Perfect. That's what I needed to hear. Thank you very much. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing.
Janet
I'll
walks
come
off.
back down. Yeah, I'll come back downstairs. My yellow gloves, still on, and I'll rejoin you. And I was like, well, it seems that maybe some obfuscate was being used. It could be a Nosferatu that's hunting us, which is why it's been so hard to figure out who it is. And I'm like, eek, eek, eek. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the docks where we picked up David in Nosferatu territory?
That's true, actually. Maybe we pissed them off. Or maybe they're interested in the cargo that was left there.
All right, I'm going to go downstairs and finish running some numbers, try to clear my head a little bit. I've got to make a phone call. You're not the only person with a sire, remember? And
Yeah.
when
Good
David
luck.
comes back down from tucking in Magpie, try to help him understand in case he's got questions.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Okay.
Magpie will be unconscious till tomorrow. So,
But David,
it'll
you
be
get to
good.
go in Janet's room.
Yeah, when he wakes up and realizes it's in Janet's room, it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, what's Janet's room like for David specifically? Like, I can see the layout, but is there anything that would stand out specifically to him?
Well, the bathroom, what would have been the bathroom, has been completely converted into a massive closet.
Okay.
So there's obviously no need for a bathroom. You'd also probably note that, like, and maybe you can tell this with your super sensitive, like, location vision, but like, without a better, lack of a better term, this room was probably, all of these walls are now internal. So this whole upper floor was redone potentially after to make sure there were no windows in this room.
Gotcha.
You see her like dressing vanity, those kind of things. And then you definitely see that she's kept both bedsides and has kind of kept her husband's as if maybe how he would have left it. So like it's still the same.
Interesting. Would it look more like one side of the bed is more slept in than the other?
Yeah, she probably still sleeps on her side of the bed. And his is just, I don't know what dudes keep on a bedside. There might have been like, a glasses case or like a small, not even a jewelry box, but like one of those dishes where you might have put like a wedding band or something like that. Like it's very simple, but like
The sleep apnea mask.
Yeah. And then there would definitely have been probably still see at least a picture of them, like their wedding day photo or something is still framed on one of the surfaces in this room, just small frame, but that's probably still there too.
I think David would probably put Marcus down on the husband's side of the bed then, so as to not invade the Janet's space. And I'm not really sure why he would immediately think that, but it's because it looks a bit more untouched, and it's like I think he sort of has this like subtle understanding of how boundaries function, and it might appear more invasive to him, so it would make more sense for him to lie it down there. You would see him kind of like take a moment to glance around the room, but his eyes always train back on Marcus. Before, after a very pregnant pause, he returns downstairs. Yeah, he would probably return downstairs, I think.
And where'd Elspeth end up going? My bad. I forgot already.
I am remaining downstairs, probably waiting for David to come back.
So David makes his way down, and Janet makes her way back up. Is there anything Janet is going to, you want to reach out to your sire, obviously?
So technically Janet left Elspeth and David in the foyer cleaning up the mess.
Yep.
Janet went downstairs to the basement where all the, where she can actually run numbers, which is actually part of the business itself, the suit shop, but all that's connected through the basement level. So, she just goes down there. He's now strapped. She makes sure he's strapped down to the bed, and then she just needs to finish what the plan was, which are running these numbers, and then she has a phone call to make.
Yep. Okay, so you're going to be down there for a hot minute. So with the camera, it'll pan away back up to just David and Elspeth. Is there any conversation the two of you want to have, or anything that the two of you want to do before we move forward in time? David makes his way down the stairs.
I think it's really clear. If Elspeth looks up, she'll see that David has a very confused face.
Yeah. She will inquire. You okay, David?
Why did he bleed from the gunfire?
Well, I guess with the way that he was shot, because he is kindred, it's a lot harder for us to die, Gunshots don't harm us the way it did when we were once mortal,
But he is like us, right?
Yeah.
David would kind of point to the previous night when you called him like my brother. You said my brother he's not well. He would point to the open gun blast where he was shot with a shotgun on his stomach, and he would touch it a few times.
Then why did I not die?
For Elspeth, there's like a million reasons. It could literally have just been distance, caliber of gun, the individual kindred themselves, and their disciplines.
I have been shot now twice at a very close range, once with a larger gun, and then one time by the Capital King's boy. His gun was smaller, and it did not hurt me like it hurt him.
Yeah. It really all depends. You happened to be in the right place at the right time when they shot, and it didn't hurt as much.
Is this one of my gifts?
Maybe it is.
Is this more proof that I am not like you?
I don't know for sure. It could be a gift, or it could be something different. There's still a lot of questions. I wasn't there to see how it all happened, how it all went down.
Marcus bled from the knife, and the man bled from the shot. If they bleed like this, does that mean that they are more alive than me?
Maybe. It's a rather complicated thing, and I know that probably doesn't help. It can sometimes depend on age, how long they've been kindred, things like that.
Mm-hmm. If they are older, do they bleed more often?
I think that's how it works.
Then because I am new, maybe I do not bleed the same.
Yes. That could very well be it.
It does not mean that I am wrong or less alive.
You never have been wrong. It's just we don't have all the same answers that we would for someone like this guy. And that's okay.
Where can I find the sheriff, Elspeth?
Well, they're usually, if they're not busy, we can usually find them at a place where a lot of the Camarilla and the inner court tends to hang out, I guess. Their ivory tower, as they call it. Or I guess as we call it. We can try to talk to the sheriff. That's, I think, what Janet wants to do also is to report this.
Would it be easier to talk to the sheriff or to find Miss April Bosley?
I think probably the sheriff is probably easier to reach out to.
Easiest to reach out to a hound.
Or somebody that works for the sheriff, usually.
I have been told where the ivory tower is. If I were to go there, would I find a hound or the sheriff?
Possibly, yeah. They usually are there if they're not busy on a job or something.
Okay. Janet appears to be very busy, and I think your hands are full right now.
Yeah, I'm on cleaning duty.
I will find a hound.
Tomorrow.
Why not now? He has been shot now.
I think we should give him the night to recover and maybe we can get some answers. And it's kind of late now. I think we should just go tomorrow.
But
And technically the doors are locked, which means you can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on lockdown because there may or may not be, somebody out to kill us out there.
But does this not go against what we were instructed to by April Bosley of the Masquerade? That we are to report immediately if a crime has happened against a kindred?
Did she tell us that? I don't even remember.
Look, maybe
we will report this. So don't worry about that. We don't need to do it right now.
I understand. I just wish to be helpful, and I feel like I am stuck at an impasse.
Sometimes when these things happen, yeah, you want to you feel like you're not doing anything. But trust me, David, you're helping.
I will wait in the library.
Okay.
It is getting late, obviously. But first, unless Elspeth, you wanted to go see Janet next. I didn't want to cut away from you.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. So we're gonna go downstairs then to Janet, who's running back money right now. She's trying to figure out where this stuff is coming from.
Actually, because of how late it is, can I go ahead and make the call? That call has to be made.
Yeah, you can make the call. Absolutely. Janet, you get down there, you probably look at the computer, you look at the time. There's a moment of just frustration of fuck.
Yep.
All right, fine. Uncle, make the call.
Enough night in the day.
Yep.
So yeah, I will. I'm guessing it's not even going to be a direct call to be like last time, but there's got to be a code red signal word that I leave that's
You call a number that you were given. You use a landline in the house? I can't remember.
Probably, yeah, it's a landline, not like a cell phone type thing. It's the business line of the suit shop.
So you make a phone call. You would hear 3 rings exactly before you would hear the phone answer, but a silence on the other end. To give your name. You're likely speaking to one of the many assistants.
Yeah, and I just say, I probably say something like, this is Janet Giannetti with the suit shop. Unfortunately, there's been a minor issue. We're gonna need the boss to come in and get a full retailoring.
There is a beat of silence before you just hear a very pleasant voice say, "One moment, please." And you put on hold as you hear hold music for a little bit. As you're left for a few seconds, and only a few seconds and no longer, the phone is then picked back up by the other side. And let's see. What's a fancy place out in Boston? Like a fancy restaurant. I was going to say Union Oyster House. That's not super fancy. Like a nice, fancy Boston restaurant.
You need a 5-star Michelin.
Yeah, high-end Boston restaurants. Okay, here we go. A place called Ocean Prime. $100 plus seafood. Jesus Christ. Yeah. All right. That sounds good. You hear, so we'll call it's called C Prime here in this world. You just hear the pleasant voice, pick the phone back up. The waiting music ends. And you just hear the restaurant C Prime tomorrow evening, 8:30 p.m. Reservations have been made. He expects you.
Thank you. I'll be there. RSVP'd.
And you, when you say that, it's just you hear click as the phone line cuts.
I set the phone down and probably just muttered to myself, I'm so fucked.
You
I'm so
say it
fucked.
loud enough for Elspeth to hear?
If Elspeth's coming down the stairs, maybe.
Is everything okay?
Elspeth, what you actually see is down there, like, because you have to come down through the prep room. You see that the door that doesn't usually get used is open, and it does feed right into the sewing room of the business. And Janet's kind of sitting there, like, head in hands, staring at the phone. And then as soon as she hears your voice, you probably hear her fingers start clicking again at the like finance, like digging through the computer because she didn't want you to know. She might be stressed. I'm fine, honey. Yeah, just had to make a phone call.
You called your sire, right? Did they?
Sure. Yeah, I called my sire.
They all good about everything, or?
I have a dinner reservation tomorrow night.
Oh, that's how you meet with your sire?
Under certain circumstances.
Oh, is it usually good to go out to dinner or bad?
No, it's not. But at least I'm getting some FaceTime, so there's that.
Is it like a private thing? Do you need backup? Do you want me and David to come?
Do you enjoy this life you're living?
Yeah.
Then I would stay home.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Maybe you and David can go to dinner. It'll be more enjoyable for you.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take David out.
What's everybody's hunger's level at, by the way?
Just a 1. I finally had something to eat.
1, 2.
What am I? I am 2.
Okay, so nobody's in like any terrible situation right now.
Well, since you're taking David out, maybe you could go pick up a fresh run of meat. For delivery here back at the house. It's been a while.
Oh, well, if I'm gonna make that kind of run, that's a whole thing. I have to go all the way up.
I'll give you the keys to the car.
Where are you going for your dinner date?
Seafood. Classy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can help me pick out a dress later, but first I need to finish crunching these numbers. And whose password is Gutta Mage? What is a Gutta Mage? Gutta Mage 69.
It sounds gross.
Gross? So. It's embarrassing.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna finish cleaning and then we'll rest up after your dinner date. Should we go to the sheriff or the hound or whomever I don't fucking know.
Just take a deep breath. I think what I'm gonna do is in first sunset, I will be up and I'm going to go to the Ivory Tower and report this. If you and David would like to join me, please feel free to do so. My dinner date's not till 8:30.
I think David wants to. He feels
okay.
He wants to do this.
Do we feel like it's a good idea taking him to the Ivory Tower when he's not been properly introduced?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do we? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
I do want him to, have a voice. Maybe we can pull one of the hounds out of the Ivory Tower to meet somewhere.
You want to request a one-on-one with a hound?
Yeah. Is that so bad?
No, it's just that most people try to avoid them most of the time.
Yeah, but
do we know who the hounds are? Do we know what their stomping grounds are? Is it better for us to go directly to a hound?
It's best for you to head directly to an Elysium or to the Ivory Tower itself.
That's what I thought.
Your best, you would know, Janet. Your best options here is if you have a ghoul, sending a ghoul messenger, always a good thing to operate. But your boys are not good at talking. Obviously, going directly to Elysium.
They could drop a letter.
Well, there's also established dead drops throughout the city for written emergency reports or what have you.
Okay, but
so you can do that as well. Yeah, you could literally write up a written here's what happened, here's where it is. And there's known dead drops Kindred have that would go directly to the sheriff.
Okay, knowing that, I'd say we do have a second choice, which is to assure that we have the letter in place before everybody else wakes up tomorrow. Urgency and all of that. I could have one of the boys go drop it during daylight hours at one of their drop spots. Leave a letter, just like you did for your sire.
And this is because, and keep in mind too, like, yes, this is an emergency, but it's not a Primogen member or the prince. So like, you're not looking at human level emergency where like it needs to be responded to now. An emergency means maybe a couple nights, 3 nights of you just like getting things together. If it was like a government member, then it's an emergency of the now.
All right.
But he ain't dead. He's alive. So
you know what? Let me finish running these numbers before we all go to sleep tonight. Me, you, and David, we're going to sit down. We're going to write a letter, and I'll have the boys drop it. And we'll help David understand order of process for getting the audience you want.
Okay.
And he can help write the letter. So, voice and all that.
Got it. Okay, let's do that then.
Okay. I have to run these numbers. I keep getting interrupted. Every time Janet's like ready to like.
So yeah, I was going to say, there's still some time in the night where you can do some rolls. It's going to take multiple rolls to kind of go all the way back to where it can be traced to. However, there's a few different ways you can do this. I imagine you're going to go intelligence finance, but you can, if for others, if you do have the option of intelligence technology. You're looking at, you're just looking at like a digital kind of like.
Would my specialty in money laundering count here?
I would say it would help, actually. I would say you would be able to put that +1 into your pool for sure.
Okay.
But intelligence finance is what I'm looking for.
6?
6 is perfect. You were able to track down the first major shell company the money is moving through that's simply titled Boston Consulting LLC, the most generic name ever. However, as you keep looking through it, you realize this has only gotten financing from a different company, of which you're trying to figure out where that is. It's shell companies and shell companies. I would let you have one more roll for the night before the night ends. Same thing, intelligence finance, but the difficulty goes up for this next shell company.
Okay. Knowing that I'm getting close, but my time is running short and this letter is important, I will.
No matter, even if you succeed, you will not be able to trace it to the origin tonight.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
I can still maybe get. Okay, so I'm gonna rouse.
Okay.
I did not get hungrier. That's a huge plus. Let's do it all over again. And 1 and 2 more. I'm gonna willpower 3 of those because I can.
Yeah, you said that, and you already have 5 successes, which is good. But
yeah, I have all the willpower, so we're gonna.
I will tell you, 5 is not enough.
I had a feeling. 6 enough?
6 is not enough for this next one.
Not enough. Close. I was close.
Close. You were very, very close. So you spend maybe another hour trying to figure it out, and you realize wherever their funding is coming from, this other company seems to be offshore, not necessarily not in Boston itself, and not even in the country. But as you kind of come to that conclusion, you look at the clock, you realize the sun is maybe 30 minutes to an hour from rising. The house has gone pretty silent as the chaos has come to a close. The viscera has been cleaned up. Like, yeah, it was kind of gnarly and gory, but it didn't go anywhere outside of that foyer area. Is there any other last conversations the three of you want to have with each other before?
I just go grab Elspeth and take her up to the library to meet David, because that's where he said he was going to be, and that's where we need to be to write a letter.
Yep.
I
imagine the library has been slowly kind of become there's little like marks that David has been here for a while, like books that are left out more often than others, little just kind of like indications that David particularly has been hanging out in the library now for like a couple weeks.
And I'll walk in with just like a nice clean piece of stationery and a matching envelope, something that's, nice. And I was like, okay. So I had a moment to clear my thoughts, to get the viscera out from underneath my fingernails, and I have had a thought, David. So technically around the city, we are supposed to report these things as quickly as possible. Due to the request and the attention we brought ourselves in New York, I think all of us going to the Ivory Tower is not a good idea. But that doesn't mean we should not fulfill our duties of reporting. So, the Camarilla has some specific places around the city for what we call a dead drop. Do you know what that is?
Is this not what just happened to the man at the front door?
Same words, different definition.
Drop dead,
uh,
other way around.
yeah,
David.
yeah.
Come on.
Close. A dead drop is a secret private location where you can drop information or a package or something, and then somebody else after you've left it comes and picks it up, and there's never one-on-one contact. It allows for secrecy, in essence. We have a couple of those locations around here. And to assure that we do not get into trouble, I have had the thought of having one of the twins drop it at a dead drop. So we're going to write a letter.
Every territory in Boston has one known dead drop assigned to it. Yep. So like any clan territory, whatever.
And I imagine that you have really nice handwriting, huh?
I am not sure. You've seen my writing. Do you think it is fine?
Is it fine handwriting, Mathis? Is it good handwriting?
Oh,
Yeah.
David's handwriting is like pretty beautiful, like calligraphy almost in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Of
Honey,
course.
you're gonna write. Would you like to scribe the letter? That way, that's a great way you can help because I've got that mom penmanship.
Of course. I would be happy to.
I'm going to be a pain in the ass of a DM and say, I do want this letter written out. I'm very curious. I want to know exactly what you're going to say.
I will type it.
Yeah.
And then
You can do it on break if we want. We got like.
Do you want to type it?
Do I?
David?
Yeah. Bob, do you want to type it or do you want me to type it out?
I think he's just taking directions. So if you let him type it, he's going to spill too many beans. Promise.
Great. Okay, so let's draft this together. Dear, who are we addressing?
Delson Coates, if you want to address the sheriff.
Dear Sheriff.
Your
Coates.
honorable sheriff.
Yeah, dear Sheriff Coates. We regretfully inform you. That
did Elspeth Elspeth made a noise like she was gonna say something?
I don't think this is. I am not vibing with this. I feel.
Okay, so was regretfully too much? Would you like?
Yes.
To? Okay.
I think we should just be direct and say we would like to report an incident. So,
okay. Dear Sheriff Coates, we regretfully inform you there has been.
We don't. I don't like the regretful. No, that's
okay.
too.
Okay, so no feeling involved.
Are we lacking regret?
I think we just need to be direct. We don't need any fluffy, flowery wallowing.
Yeah, but it's not just an incident. There's been an attempted murder.
Just right in there, David regretfully informs you.
Yeah. Dear Sheriff Coates, there has been an incident of extreme. No, that's a bad word.
There has been an incident. A kindred was attacked in front of our home.
Was attacked. Go ahead, David. You writing this?
I am. Should I include?
As you look over, you just see him as he's swooping handwriting, and it's like gorgeous to look at and easy to read.
Should I leave an address?
Should we not figure out who the man is?
If you Janet, if you leave who this is from, they'll find you. The sheriff knows where most people, all the legal people, he can figure out where all the people who are legally here live.
I think we shouldn't get into details in writing and we need to talk to them in person. I think we should just report there has been an incident of violence on a kindred in front of this home. Please meet us to further investigate.
Okay, I like this. So there's been an incident of violence against another kindred?
Yes. In front of the Genetti residence, whatever you want to.
Oh no, we'll use the suit shop. Genetti, yeah.
Genetti Tailors or whatever you call it, this place.
Wonderful. Y'all are here every day. You don't even know the name of my suit shop.
I don't pay attention to the business
traumatic
name.
night for them, okay? It's been very traumatic.
The name of the place is called, I feel like I wrote this down, but I can't remember.
I just wrote Genetti Tailor, but I don't know if that's correct in my notes.
I think it was called Genetti Couture or something like that because it's all handmade, but it doesn't matter. I'll just put it for now. Actually, it wasn't in front. Let's be specific. It was in back.
Yes.
Genetti's Tailors. this kindred, the attacked kindred. How do we say that?
I don't even
I feel like we should tell
The
him that
victim of assault.
the victim. Yeah, the victim. The victim, is currently resting safely.
please meet us
To
to discuss further.
Where? Actually, I guess it's
Here.
up to him. We look forward to speaking with you further.
I am glad that it is this simple because I did not know how to spell Moida.
M-O-I-D-D-U-H.
Yes, thank you,
Moida.
Janetti Sutor. I knew it had a fancy word. Thank you, chat, for remembrance. It was not the Taylors; it was a Sutor,
Oh.
which
Fancy.
is it is fancy. That's the whole point. Okay, so read it back to us, David.
I have written Dear Sheriff 7 times. I do not think
Just
that they
like-
will like this.
Cross out like
Dear
the
Sheriff.
I get him a fresh
Dear
piece
Sheriff.
of
Dear Sheriff.
stationery now that we're done with the draft. He gets a fresh piece of stationery.
It says, Dear Sheriff, Honorable Sheriff, Delson Sheriff Coates, and this feels wrong.
Okay, well, my notes say, Dear Sheriff Coates, there has been an incident of violence against another kindred in the back of Janetti Sutor. The victim is currently resting safely. We look forward to speaking with you further on this matter.
I will write
Yes. That sounds right.
Who? I guess you can sign my name, Janet Janetti.
So yeah, there needs to be somewhere. Like if you drop it without a name, you're gonna force them to have to use more weird methods of figuring out who sent this, which is not necessarily worth it.
Okay. When it's all done, I'll like lick the little envelope closed and put like a little wax stamp on the back, something nice, you know. And then I will take it when
Can I
we're
just
all
get-
done.
Yeah. Before we do, I want everybody to give me an intelligence politics roll, please. There's some nuance that I think Janet would know,
Oh boy.
but maybe not the other two.
What, politics?
Yeah. Tell me what you guys roll.
It's
2
intelligence.
successes.
1.
2, 1, and what was it for Janet?
This is actually important. So, oops.
Oh.
Well, I will willpower. Sure. Third willpower of the day. Let's go.
Yeah, burn through all that willpower.
I got 2 more, so 3.
3 successes. So this is obviously you need to report this. This is not what I'm getting at here. However, the Kindred world is a little bit more complicated and nuanced when it comes to laws of violence. Technically, no law has been broken when it comes to violence because he is not dead. The 6th tradition specifically is about death. However, they also technically violated the 2nd Amendment by doing this on your domain and within territory that may not belong to their clan if they're not Ventru. So just something that I don't know if it's like worth telling David about or whatnot, but it is going to be an interesting discussion as to what traditions were broken and what can be done if the criminal is found. But that's why so much personal vendetta and personal shit happens. A lot of it can come down to rank. If somebody is, the primogen and they commit violence, but they don't kill anybody, they're the primogen. They can. That's not what's happening here. It's just something worth I want to kind of keep in your minds as you get this report, because you would need to report it regardless. There was an attack done, but it's wishy-washy on which traditions were exactly broken. You may not even want to have a discussion about it, but I do want to put that out there and clarify, Janet, and particularly because you're the only one that rolled with 3 successes. As you're getting ready, you'd probably just run through your head. You know how this shit works with the Camarilla and so on.
Well, the first step is reporting it. We got that much done. And you can hear Janet kind of like muttering to herself as she takes it upstairs to one of the twins. And she says, whoever's got the day shift, you're going to drop it here like this, do it like this. Don't be seen.
And they would nod. Just something I guess I want to put forward is like, Janet, that what might end up happening is saying that once the criminal is caught because it was done within your domain, you will be the one to dole out punishment. A lot of the time, that's how it goes as well. Kind of like a duke being able to decide, who goes to jail because they fucking committed robbery within their
so
domain.
really what I'm working up right now is a case file for leverage. This is great.
That's how it works.
And boons. Yeah. That,
If a kindred was killed, different story. Then it really kind of goes
why
up
Janet's not
the
that
line.
concerned that he was shot, because now
Mhm.
she has some. There could be good things that come out of this. So Janet goes back to the library when she's all done, and she says, "The letter's going to be handled. It'll be dropped before we even get up tomorrow night." And then we should wait to see what the response will be. I have to take a date with my sire tomorrow night. It's to report what happened with New York. I feel like he should know what's coming. And who knows? Maybe he can finally give us some information. That's why I reached out the last time.
Okay.
Elspeth just kind of like, yeah. So everybody's probably zoned out at this point. It was just kind of a shock end to the evening.
Yeah.
Janet, maybe you can help me because I know that Elspeth did not have the right things to say.
Damn. Okay.
I'm sure that what she said was fine. How can I help you? How can I help you, David?
I just
Why did
get this out of my brain. We didn't even cut to Elspeth when she said, "Damn, okay." We just heard her off camera go.
Why did the man bleed if he is like us?
Well, honey, we still bleed. If I cut myself right now, I'm gonna bleed.
But I have been shot twice and I did not bleed. I did not even bruise.
Well, that's probably because you are a little bit tougher skinned than even just some of us regular kindred.
Are there others like us that have the same kind of skin?
Yeah, honey. There are lots of other kindred that are a little bit tougher and rougher around the edges. In fact, I'm surprised they even call that guy a Bruja. He's going to get picked on hard when he gets back for just taking a single shot to the head. But that being said,
I don't think Bruja have access to fortitude.
They don't. I don't think.
No, God damn it! They have glass cannons. Be nice to the Bruja.
But the gangrel, they can be very, very tough. Have a hefty, skin. Some of them don't even have to worry about bullet shots. They can dodge them. They're so fast. Everybody's got their own little special.
Can you?
Thing going on. Can I? Oh, no. I guess you could say I'm not very physically inept. Mine's more all mental. Good luck breaking Janet Janetti.
Me too.
So, let's just hypothetically
we hear Me Too
say,
off camera again. We don't even cut over.
Yeah, let's just hypothetically say that, Elspeth was kidnapped and she was going to be tortured heavily for a period of time. If they decided to do physical torture on her, she may not last as long as, say, mental torture where they attempted to break her mind. She might be able to fight that off a little bit more. You, on the other hand, have a tough exterior.
So then it was not wrong when I stood in front of the Capitol King's gun.
Well, what's right and wrong, honey, is not really for me to say. But I can say it was very brave of you to do that, considering the fact that your body doesn't take as much damage as, say, maybe Elspeth would have, or Betty.
I'm not sure if bravery is what I had in that moment. It was mostly fear.
Well, that's okay, too. Fear brings out sometimes the best and worst in people.
I'm just trying to understand if he is more alive than I am because he bled.
No. Usually the older the kindred is, the less they're gonna bleed, or they may bleed a lot, but it requires more blood the older you are to heal you. I'll be honest.
David, you could probably pierce your own skin if you wanted to see if you bled.
I think you might try just to see.
Yeah. You're not impenetrable. Do you just use like a sharp, like what do you grab, like what do you use, your own like sharp nail on your thumb? Do you just like, how do you go about
letter opener?
Oh no, you could just bite. You have a fang. You could probably just bite.
I would probably offer my hand to them first because I need to see what it's going to take for them to hurt me.
Unless you're using a discipline, they can puncture you normally unless you resist.
Okay. So try this time. I'll show you. To not get your blood boiling. You know what I mean? Like just relax. I guess I'll grab like a letter opener or something that's
Sure,
maybe a
yeah.
little bit more knife than letter opener. And I'll just kind of maybe prick a finger and show him that he bleeds.
Yeah. And you might have a little more extra effort than you would norm for other kindred, but you are able to pierce his skin. He doesn't reflexively defend himself. And you would see like a dark, thick, this like vitae kind of ooze bubble up from the little prick on your finger.
And then, I'll kind of lick it and show him it closes the wound, right?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if that works on
Does it work
Kindred,
on Kindred?
actually. I don't
I was
think
about
it
to
works
say,
on Kindred.
I don't know
No,
that
no.
it does. Okay.
But he would he would lick
would
it and
heal.
it would automatically have healed because it's such a small wound that it would be
Okay.
gone.
Now, go ahead and get your blood going. Roused all up,
Sure.
bubbling and all that
Sure,
jazz.
sure, sure, sure.
And then see if you can, buff up your defenses.
Okay, I activate toughness.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Now, yeah, as you can see, you can. And what you watch at Janet is it's not as much of a giant shift as the few times you've seen Stone actually like kind of arrive, but you watch as the skin loses color and does turn into a much more grayish tone as the skin itself. Now you're trying to penetrate it, but you actually, unless you wanted to make an actual effort, then yeah, you wouldn't be able to.
No, I'm not going to show him how much effort because the likelihood Janet's going to be able to do it's low. But I want to show him that because he did that, now I can't cut his skin as easily.
Yeah, and for you, David, very similarly, it's like a muscle reflex, but you're more aware of it. Like it's happened before, and now this time you kind of know how to flex that muscle a little bit. It's a little awkward. And it takes a little bit more focus than it may in the next time or the time after, but you do watch as your own skin becomes much harder to penetrate. The color of it changes. And yeah, Janet, like I said, see?
So you bleed, he bleeds. Maybe he didn't have a chance to put on any kind of defensive abilities. He was surprised from behind, for Pete's sake. But if it was true you were scared the first time with a gunshot, you could have been scared the second time, and your fight or flight just activated your special ability, and you were tough as nails.
David's using most of his abilities on like this sort of pseudo passive thing. It's like activating via fear, and the only thing that he's activated willingly by like knowledge of it, aside from this very moment, has been the skin of the chameleon. That's the only thing that he knows that he can just like turn on and off again. So you're kind of walking him through, his baby's first steps. He's getting his disciplines down at this point. He's trying to figure it out.
So does that make sense? You're not really that different, honey, and just everybody has,
I wonder if he was aware that the gun was coming, if he would have also resisted.
He might have or done something a little differently. But based on the information that we have, the twin says that whoever was there was in shadow. And as soon as he kind of caught their figure, he disappeared. Much the way that you were able to kind of disappear. But I don't know of a lot of clans that can do that. And one of them is, in fact, the Nosferatu.
The other one I think you probably think of would be La Sombra.
Which is like way harder to believe that that's what showed up at my door here in Boston. So if it was a Nosferatu that's been doing all this stuff, killing these people, even the ones you've been seeing at the other end of a gun, Nosferatu are really good at hiding themselves.
Why did the man's blood turn into dust?
Well, so here's the thing. The reason that Elspeth knew immediately he wasn't entirely dead is because he didn't ash in front of you. When one of us, a kindred, is actually killed, there's not really going to be a body left over. The older you are, the faster you dust. And since that blood was not going to, say, go back in his body, I guess it dusted.
Then would my blood also turn into dust?
Yes.
Does that make our blood stronger than Marcus's blood?
Huh.
Or is it weaker?
I'd say it's different. I don't know that I'm the one to make the call if it's stronger or not. I kind of actually look at Elspeth for that. That sounds like a book piece of knowledge. Like,
well, if Janet, it's not something she knows. How much in occult do you have, Elspeth?
I have 2 in occult.
You would know Kindred Vitae is both more filling, it is more um rich tasting. I don't want to say good tasting, but like that's really like it's a much more satisfying feeling to imbibe kindred blood. And when using kindred blood in rituals, it tends to be have a stronger effect. It's just the hard thing is preserving kindred blood for a ritual usually requires a separate like blood magic thing in and of itself to have it not dust before it can be used. So yeah, kindred blood is more powerful, but it's also way more difficult to keep.
It definitely could be considered better, but generally it doesn't stick around. You need to use some sort of like magic to keep it around before it.
I should also say you would also know the restrictions of kindred blood also means any other magics outside of kindred magic also don't work. So it's weaker in that regard. Like no kindred can become a mage, no kindred can become a lupine.
Right. It's
They can't
it's
do any.
limited to
Everything
us.
is within blood magic is kindred magic, and that's all that you are aware that anybody can really do.
Then why did we give Marcus's blood to the man and not our own? Would it not bring him back
Because
sooner?
Oh, I see your question. Yeah, no, honey, we don't feed on other kindred. That breaks the masquerade in like 5 ways to Sunday.
Generally, we don't.
If your question is it strong enough to have fed that man? Yes, absolutely. In fact, it would have been more filling, some would say. But because of our masquerade, which says we don't harm other kindred by we just don't do that.
But
um,
it would not be harm if I offered.
Correct. There are other repercussions for sharing your vitae. Um, I kind of look at Elspeth to see if she knows what I'm talking about, or is this
Mm.
about to blow both of their doors open?
She understands.
Okay. Um, our blood is very rich and is tied to us in a way. When you share it, it can bind another person to you. Meaning, the sharing of blood between kindred can get messy, honey. It often causes us to become a smidge obsessed, or oftentimes do things out of our character for the persons whose blood we've been drinking. It puts also that man who did not have consent, by the way, at great risk, because if he becomes bound to you in some way, he didn't have his choice of making that happen. So we share our blood very carefully.
Seldomly.
Yeah.
If it meant that it would save you, I would happily share my blood with you.
Oh, that's very kind, honey. We're actually all okay, and that man downstairs, he's gonna be okay too. And when he comes back into his rightful mind, we'll ask him a few questions and make sure he finishes what he started, which was clearly to come talk to me. Um, that being said, tomorrow night while I'm at dinner, I was hoping maybe the two of you could find something for him to wake to. He's gonna need more blood.
Yeah, we could do that.
What would happen if I gave Marcus my blood? Would he wake up now as well?
Possibly, though he would become much like my stepsons are to me. Again, bound. We call them ghouls.
Yeah.
Does that not mean that they are more compliant?
Yeah, it
They are
does.
very much more compliant.
Then would it be useful for him to have my blood if it meant that he stopped talking so much?
There's probably a moment both you are like,
I can't technically assure that giving him will stop the unnecessary chatter. So far, I've been able to scare most of the truth out of him. We were able to get the thumb drive after all, and I believe he was being honest about that. My bigger fear here is that Magpie is losing his what's the word I'm looking for? Value. And when his value is up, he's seen a lot of things he shouldn't have. And there are repercussions for humans who see too much of kindred life.
What sort of repercussions might he have if he is being watched by others like us from New York?
Well, he was probably being watched to assure he didn't see too much. And us showing up and bringing him here and looping him into all of this, along with having seen you, he is a liability. And I cannot assure you that the Camarilla isn't going to see him as disposable.
It seems like such a waste. I feel like there is more use for someone alive than it is dead.
Well, if we're lucky, you'll get a chance to make your point and see if you can't, in fact, make him useful to the Camarilla. But I would encourage you for you to focus on David and put your seatbelt on before his, because you too have to prove the same thing to the Camarilla.
I can always hide.
There is no life lived in hiding, honey.
But there is no life lived when I am running for all of it.
The goal then is to make sure you don't have to run.
I still do not understand everything.
I know. It's a lot. And truth be told, I personally feel like a lot of this is put in place just to confuse us, to keep us asking questions and afraid of being dumped out in the sunlight. That's why we don't panic, even when a man's face is blown up at the door. And I kind of cut my eyes over to Elspeth. And this is why we do our best to play by the rules and make good choices, which is why we're sending a letter, which is why we're telling our sires what's coming, which is why I
You probably
pulled over
said
to
then
talk
you
to the
see
cops.
one of the sons are like kind of throwing on a jacket and has the letter in hand and about to walk out the door.
So,
It feels
Yeah.
like the older that the kindred like us are that I meet, the more entrenched and less than personable they become.
yeah, that's true. Not for everyone. But it's not an easy life that we live.
Is the prince nice?
Is the prince nice, Mathis?
She is respected.
She's respected.
What makes her so respectful, aside from her title?
Oh, I didn't say respectful. I said respected.
Mm.
The prince is a figure, a reminder constantly of our place in all of this. Whether you're Camarilla or not, the prince is a beacon of a reminder that we should not fuck up.
New
Because
England was chaos before she came in and made it not.
through a heavy hand, she helped make this city better. Livable. Gave us all a chance. This place used to be a war ground, kid. Long before even I was here. So she's respected because she gave us all a home. And brought a little bit of safety and structure back to all of this, which is why I feel like she is going to be extremely interested, considering the fact that there's been at least one kindred death, some ghoul deaths, and an attempted second kindred death within just a few weeks' time.
Then would it not be easier to dispose of me? Because this is all revolving around me.
That is not a question for me to answer. But it is a question that I imagine the Camarilla is going to ask. I think it's worth it. Don't you, Elspeth?
I would say so.
We made it this far.
But each of you have spent more than one night with me. And
Yes.
April Bosley was very quick to dismiss me and see me as a challenge or an issue after only nearly half an hour. If the prince sees
Why?
me the same way, then I will be discarded.
Which is why I suggest you listen more than you speak.
I listen, but no one speaks clearly.
That's because you're trying to see what's on the surface. What you're actually listening for is what they're saying underneath their words. Subtext. The important stuff is always in subtext. That being said,
I do not think I have that skill.
well, that's okay.
Comes with
You
time.
got Elspeth and I, we read a lot of subtext. And actually, I would say you do have that skill because you're able to tell every time somebody lies to you.
Did this help, David? the the conversation?
It mainly amplifies the confusion.
That may be a common occurrence with as the nights continue, David, but hopefully there'll be some semblance of understanding.
The only time that things have ever felt clear when I am with everyone in present is when there is danger, and I feel like I know what I have to do.
Well, that's that fight or flight. We gotta make a decision, and you gotta stick to it. But it's no way to live.
I'd like to not make it the way that I live, but when it comes to changing and exchanging of words, that's when things become more muddied. And
Do you like protecting people?
I do like protecting people. It makes me feel useful.
It's good to know. If you could just wake up every night and put yourself on the line to protect others, you'd be happy?
I would be happy to protect you and Elspeth every night.
Oh, well, that is really nice to hear. I meant just in general. Other people, too, not just us.
I do not know if I would like to protect other people, as not all people seem to be as valuable to protect, especially if they care for my harm.
I've recently, well, you've inspired me, David, for I've had a new thought, but I think we should all sleep on it. The sun will be rising any second.
Okay.
And tomorrow night, I need y'all to find blood. And I'm gonna go attempt a dinner.
And
I
as you all
understand.
go your separate ways, we'll cut to break, and we'll be back in a few minutes, everybody. See you short.
Break.
Yeah. Buddy,
Hello.
welcome back from break. Hello. We're just gonna jump right back into it. Everybody went to go to sleep for the evening, and everybody needs to make me a rouse check for the next.
Yes. Let's do that.
I should be at 2 hunkered down. I don't know why it was only 1.
Ooh.
Does that put you at Elspeth 3?
3.
Okay, that's the highest. Then everybody else is at 2 or 1.
2.
All right, 2.
2.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. No. Sorry. Everybody's good. So the only one who didn't succeed was Elspeth. Elspeth's there at 3. Obviously, it's nagging. It's problematic, but it's not at the point where frenzies are in question yet. As everybody kind of gets up for their evening, and everybody kind of meanders around and doing their thing. Does anybody go do anything in particular? Obviously, we know that Janet has a dinner in like an hour and a half or so. But is there anything you want to do while in this house before the night goes on?
You will not see Janet. It will take her that amount of time to get dressed for the evening's festivities. Like
Sure.
she will ride that Dolly Parton record front and back to get dressed.
But Elspeth and David, the two of you do anything in particular? Does anybody go downstairs to look at the unconscious Kindred? Does anybody go upstairs and check? Well, Magpie is with Janet? And he's in your room?
Technically, he's in my room, so he's gonna have to just deal with this.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna check on the Kindred.
Yeah. You make your way out. You might even cross paths with David in the common room, unless David's doing anything in particular on his own.
David would probably move to his nicer clothes, so it doesn't clearly look like it was shotgun blasted right to the gut wherever he goes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you go downstairs with Elspeth to check on the Kindred or no?
Yeah,
I would
probably.
I would just mention in passing, like, I'm gonna go down to check on him if you want to come.
He would, like almost a curious kid, would try to stop on the steps and peer down just to see if anything's amiss.
Body's still there, at least from here. Nothing seems amiss as you peer in. You can hear the very slow drip of because he's being laid down. Is he on a cot or is he on like the slab?
He's on a cot. He's on a cot.
Okay. So you wouldn't hear any dripping actually. Yeah, he's just on the cot. You would actually see him still laying there. Doesn't look like he's moved at all. David, go first. Elspeth, does it really matter?
Yeah, I'll walk down and just check and see how he's doing.
As you both look, maybe maybe fascinatingly for both of you, because again, you haven't seen like this level of carnage before. But while he's certainly not healed all the way, a lot of his jaw has actually moved back inward, and you see a lot of the skin has grown over where exposed jawbone once was, or shattered, destroyed jawbone once was. The split in the middle still doesn't come together, and there's still a lot of blood kind of oozing out. But you actually see some of his teeth have actually started regrowing through the gums that have already healed themselves. And if you look, there's wits awareness. I'll have a wits awareness from the two of you. His hairstyle is mostly just shaved sides with like a thick mohawk, but short to the scalp. Hair.
Three for both of us.
All right, with 3, you actually would both see, if you, as you look a little bit, maybe in the jaw line where there's like still viscera, a piece of like a little tiny pieces every once in a while you see almost like seem to move on their own and wiggle a little bit. And you see one of them at one point actually connects with another. And when it does, you see them merge and like tighten up and like kind of pull a very small piece of the body a little closer to where it originally was. Or it's like little once in a while, you see almost like they're almost like little alive worms in a way, just like the viscera and the veins every once in a while seem to like reconnect on their own if you watch long enough.
Oh, this is
unsettling.
A bit, but see, look, it looks like he's healing. Yeah, if we're able to get him some blood.
Does he have worms?
Worms?
It's moving like earthworms.
No, I think that's just part of the process.
Yeah, I think you would know. Even though you've never seen it, you definitely would know. It's just the body pulling itself back together supernaturally.
Yeah.
The blood being powerful as it is.
Well, it will get better. So that's
you know what,
right
David?
thing.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but you know what, David? And maybe even Elspeth, but with David's naive eyes, it almost would kind of almost feel like the blood itself is parasitic, and that like the body itself is its host. The fact that it's kind of pulling it back together for its purpose, and that's not necessarily this philosophical incorrect thought either, as the beast and the blood, and it's all about the blood flowing through you. In a weird way, those little tendrils, I guess, it kind of reminds maybe of like parasites keeping the host alive. It's just I want to throw it out there. Okay, maybe I only had that thought, but throw it out there.
I mean, I think it's really cool, but I think David is not thinking on that philosophical level for this specific thing. I think he's a little grossed out, all things considered.
Elspeth might then in that
Yeah.
way, but or nobody does, and it's just God thinking out loud.
Okay, well, look, I just wanted to make sure he wasn't awake, because maybe he would have just like super fast healing or something. But no, it looks all fine. So let's just leave him and we'll go. Actually, David, I had a thought. Okay, get a little close. I have something to tell you.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking, I don't think I've ever told you this about myself. I have a bit of like an espionage side.
Is this a perversion? Are you being like Betty right now?
I'm not that bad. Although I think Betty would appreciate this. I'm very curious about Janet's sire. I think we should maybe I want to see who he is. And she's very quiet and secretive about him. She's going to this dinner. I think we should try to crash the dinner, or at least sneak in and see who this person is. She acts so like weirdly guarded. I mean, I've shown who my sire is. If we knew who your sire was, David, we probably would meet them too.
Will this make Janet mad?
If she doesn't know.
That's lying.
Well, I think it's just us getting some additional information. It's just a thought. If you're not interested, that's fine. We can just go get some blood.
Would it make you happy?
My curiosity always gets the best of me. David, that's one thing you'll learn about me. My desire to know more.
If it makes you happy, then I will go along.
We don't have to do anything dramatic. I think we just follow where Janet's going to this dinner. It sounds like it's some fancy seafood place. At least that's what she told me. We take a
Elspeth,
look.
you might have to go alone then, because
Mm,
based on what has been said, I am dramatic to the eyes.
true. This is true. Let's go. And maybe I'll go into the restaurant, see who it is. And then around that area, we can try to find somebody for our friend here to feed them um, to try to wake them up because that's our task for the day. So we're technically doing our task. I just want to do it near this restaurant.
Where is the restaurant?
I don't know. She didn't tell me. So I may need to follow her. Or we could just ask and see if she tells us.
Okay.
I imagine about this time you hear high heels coming down the stairs, and
Sure.
she's like,
Yeah,
"Are
yeah.
you bothering that man? Let him heal. Somebody come zip me in this dress."
We were just checking. I'll come help. And I give David a little wink and smile, and I run up the stairs.
David doesn't know how to
Yeah.
feel about this. Like this is his first like visible sight at mischievousness, so he's not really sure how. He's torn. He's torn.
Janet's in like a burgundy velvet, kind of vintage cut evening dress, with fur around the collar and the sleeves, along with, of course, gloves, because dare I go anywhere else. And yeah, she's all spun around and she's like, "Zipper,
Oh, yes. Oh, this is a nice dress.
thank you."
This place must be really fancy.
It is.
You said it was like a seafood place or something?
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the mirror, like, lips. I was like, well, I guess it's seafood. I'm not sure I'll be eating a whole lot, but at least I look good.
Is it like a fancy place on the water or something like that?
Does it matter?
I'm just trying to get a vibe of your sire and where he
A vibe of my sire?
you talk about him so mysteriously and
Well, he's a mysterious person.
yeah.
I don't like the questioning. Where is this coming from?
Okay, fine. I was just curious. I just wanted to know more.
Well, what if I don't want you to know more? What if you shouldn't know more?
Why not? You met my sire.
Yes, I have met your sire long before we started this little thing.
True.
That being said, my sire keeps a shred of autonomy in his existence as part of the job.
A private life.
Yes. Does that help quell your questions?
For now.
Mathis, I think there's there's a strong chance that David comes upstairs with like a point of clarity, like even his finger raised.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what espionage is now. I had to look it up. I did not know that we were going to act
Do you have
as
a
spies.
dictionary in hand? Do you have like a dictionary in
Yes.
hand? Yeah.
Yes, just Merriam-Webster's.
Would you define espionage for us, David?
I can, yes.
Loud so everybody in the room can hear it.
You hear Magpie actually groan a little bit. Oh,
Shut up, Magpie.
my head.
David's cutting
No,
eyes
he's
back
just
and forth
waking up.
to either of them, realizing that he may have put his foot in his mouth, but slowly looks down to the book.
The practice of spying or using spies to gather intelligence, typically military or political.
Goodness. Sounds like a lot for a Tuesday night. Where, dare I ask, were you going to espionage?
I've been reading. I have to leave.
And he turns around immediately and walks out.
Well, that was interesting.
Very. You know, I'm not the kind of woman that tells another woman what to do. But I am the kind of woman that will always tell you when you might be overstepping a bound that's going to get you in trouble. I suggest that if you want to know more, you wait patiently. Because he will let you know what he wants you to know.
Okay. I was just curious.
Look, I know you've got this mother-daughter thing going on with your sire, right? It's kind of weird and creepy, and it's whatever. That is not how it works for everybody. I'm in a business deal. Do you understand?
That
My
is very
existence isn't because my sire chose me because I was some grade A student with, a good picture perfect memory. I was chosen because I need to fulfill a role. And when that role is not fulfilled or I become a problem, I'm disposed of as, let's say, an employee in a corporate company. So, if I fuck up, which technically, some might say we have over the last 2 nights, uh, uh my risk is high. And what is he going to ask me when he sees you snooping on him? What am I supposed to tell him?
that you don't know me, and that's just
That would
some
be a lie. I'm not
weird
gonna
lady.
lie. You don't lie to the boss.
Okay.
So why don't you go you'll go have a good time, try not to cause any trouble, get some blood for the man downstairs. How's his face look?
It's a little it's repairing. But it's not quite
Fantastic.
there.
Yeah, well, that's why we need blood. So you go find some blood. You're looking a little hangry.
Yeah, I
Fix
should
that.
probably find that for myself too.
Well, you know where you can go. Just,
Not one of your sons again.
I look at you with kind of deep cut eyes like, I showed you a place you can go feed.
Oh, right.
Just the secret part better stay secret.
That will.
Okay, how do I look?
You look great. Lipstick, perfect.
Great. And my teeth?
Nope, nothing on your teeth.
Great. David, how do I look?
David's down the stairs. He left, remember?
Oh,
Awkwardly.
right. Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
You
All right.
make your way down the stairs, and David's there. Probably. What are you doing, David? With the like when they come back down the stairs? Are you still looking at the dictionary? Have you gone and like fuddled off and done something else?
I don't think he's far, but he's probably
Yeah.
very shameful because he quickly realized what he just did. So there's a lot of like staring down and trying not to.
I've gotten you off the hook for espionage, David.
There will be no espionage this
There will be no espionage this night.
Okay. I had not started reading Sir Arthur Conan O'Doyle, and I've not perfected the espionage.
That's okay. You and Elspeth, you're going to go find some blood to help this man out over here. I'm going to go have dinner, and we're going to meet back up at the end of the night. And I promise you all, I'm going to get some information and a good feel on the situation of what's coming, and I will share it all with you when we reconvene here before the doors lock, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
We're not going to the ivory tower.
No.
Great.
Would you say that Janet appears more standout than normal? Like Janet's already like she always looks nice.
Yeah, she looks particularly nice this evening. She tried very, very hard.
Okay. Is there anything that's particularly stand out to like the artsy trained eye of David?
How about this? You would know that this wasn't bought off a rack. She probably made it. You would know the stitch of like the way she does stuff, so you would probably know she made this.
Okay. And you don't make things that aren't not necessarily meant to impress.
Usually men's suits or business wear, and this is definitely a cocktail attire evening.
Okay.
Right, she's using velvet and faux fur. She's got like a shiny brooch on the lapel of this dress. Yeah.
I guess my question is, does this look more like a Mary Kay like business event outfit, or does this look like it's something that is meant to
this
particularly
looks like Jackie
impress?
Kennedy's going to dinner.
Okay, so
Business.
Yeah. Got it.
It's a different kind of business. It's an elegant business because
Yes.
Jackie had to always be business, but like she's trying, and this is not because she's going to do business.
So there's no way that David could perceive this as like potentially a romantic kind of outfit.
He could. She chose a particular color.
Let me ask. I've got some. What is Janet's intent behind the outfit?
Oh, okay. Jenna's intent behind this
Because I feel like, with an artistic eye, David might be able to feel it or read intent behind.
How about this?
someone
Based
like-
on the textures
bagpipe.
that she has chosen, fur and velvet, based on the color choice, based on things like the dark lipstick, the excessive makeup, you might think this is more than a business dinner. That there is
Sure.
She is meant to catch eye in a very classy kind of a way.
Okay. I think David would probably take note of that.
You look very well put together tonight, Janet.
Thank you, David. I tried very hard.
Are you meeting someone equally as handsome or beautiful as you?
I would say that I am dressing to meet my I am dressing for the occasion.
Very well. I think that they will be impressed by you.
Here's to hoping.
Does Janet head for the front door on Here's to Hoping? As you open the
Yep.
door,
I just want to try to read this. I want to read the mannerism, like the body language of this. What would I roll for that, Mathis?
if she's trying to hide it, wit's insight,
Okay.
or she can just tell you if you think she would know. But
I don't know if I it's not like she's trying to hide the fact she looks good. She might be trying to hide the fact that it is hard to tell if this is more for her. There's a possibility this is a romantic
I
tete-a-tete.
will power it.
Oh yeah, out of 5. Yeah, she has romantic intent in her own weird Janet way.
I've got 4 successes.
You can absolutely tell from the perfume.
Okay.
It's the
Janet
waft
leaves.
as she walks by.
And as she walks by and opens the front door, Janet, you would see an unmarked Cadillac tinted window SUV with a driver who is dressed in a perfectly tailored suit, already standing with the guest door open. Your sire is not back there. It's just open leather seats in the back.
You probably hear a slight giggle as she sees the car, like
As
a
you
private
walk up,
limo, you know.
The driver would just simply acknowledge you by saying, Miss Janetti.
Thank you. And I'll get in happy as a clam.
Yep, and you've seen probably a lightness to her steps that she doesn't usually have. The door shuts as he walks around and heads into the driver's seat, and without further ado, she simply smoothly drives away. What is Elspeth and David doing?
You have the whole house to yourself.
I just want to know: are you
David
following
would-
her? Or are you not?
David
Are you
would
like,
turn
what's the plan?
to Elle.
He must be a very handsome man.
Well, I guess we're not going to find out because
I'm
Because-
sorry.
no, it's not your fault. It's
I did not know what espionage meant.
I shouldn't have used such a big term. I understand.
I know now. And we can still go if it will make you happy.
No, I think sometimes I let my curiosity and desire to know more get the best of me, and it can often be to my detriment. I don't always do everything right.
I think she wishes to protect this as a private moment because it is not simply business. Her body language said that it was more of a potential romantic endeavor.
Oh, that makes me even more curious, David.
I've only managed to learn a few things, but when Marcus puked, there was a smell. It was very, very repulsive. And
Pleasant reminder,
I've
David, you
learned
don't have to smell.
that I can at times decide whether or not I smell. And something about the way that Janet dressed made me want to smell. And she smelled very nice. Very nice.
She was wearing a nice perfume. Yes. That usually does mean they want to impress. It could just mean from just a general good impression POV.
But have you not noticed that Janet always seems to be at least a little mad? But when she left, the door closed, she left like a small child. She was very happy to leave.
There certainly, it's the way she explained her relationship to her sire to me was it's like a business. It's like transactional. She has to make sure she reports to the boss and do a good job. Or at least that's how she shows it on the outside. But you're right, there could be something deeper there.
She at least has a profound respect for this person.
Yes, it could be respect, admiration, all of the above.
She did look very nice, though.
She did.
So what are we doing tonight if we are not going to commit espionage?
Well, I am thinking perhaps we kill two birds with one stone. That is a phrase that we use when you need multiple things done at once.
You probably see like his wings just like startle flutter just for a moment.
Oh no, dear. I have to remember not to use certain phrases around you. I think we have two tasks that we have to do this evening. I am quite hungry and need to feed, and we need to find somebody to bring back for our friend downstairs. So I'm thinking we break into somebody's house and
That is a crime, Elspeth. I've done this once before, which is why I wish to not do it twice.
just so casually. Or just break into somebody.
I love that you have a free place to go eat and you still want to break into somebody's house.
Yes. And the reason I'm not going there is because I have David and I don't want to, have to explain to him that I have to go somewhere secret and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, what I usually do when I need to feed is I break into somebody's house and feed on them. It is hard these days because a lot of apartments have like these things called Ring cameras and it's really annoying. So when I go with Betty, we usually just find somebody on the street. So I guess we could do that.
Why can you not feed like Betty? There is so much alcohol here.
I have to feed on somebody who is, who's sleeping. ZZZs.
I like you're miming it out in the house for some reason. You're like, somebody who.
I need to find somebody asleep. I like to usually go into somebody's home and do it, but
I wish to support you and help you in this, but I do not think that I can be party to your crimes.
You're right. Oh my gosh, it did not go right the last time. Okay, maybe we just go to the park and see if we can find some people passed out.
I do not like that either. The last person that I met at the park was shot.
Oh, gosh, David.
Everyone keeps dying around me, Elspeth. I'm sorry.
Just go to the hospital and make him stand on the roof as a gargoyle. It'll be fine.
Okay. Nobody has died yet at the hospital.
Maybe I just stay in.
Do you want to stay in? Don't you want to get out a little bit? We've been cooped up here for like the last 2 nights.
But somebody is watching me, Elspeth.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're watching me.
Maybe, and if we do encounter them, again, information. We'll get more info on what they're doing. And it's true. Anywhere we go, the people around usually die.
Which is why I think that we should see to the sheriff, because the sheriff has to be strong, which is why they were elected to that spot. Surely someone will not try to kill the sheriff.
I kind of need you to bring the body back. I don't think I can carry one on my own. I'm not that strong.
Can we not bring an animal then?
We could, though some kindred are like absolutely repulsed by animals and it might not work. our best bet is to just find a person.
What is it that I read? Beggars can't be choosers, and this man nearly has no mouth.
I don't know. Let's.
Are you driving?
Yes, Janet gave me her car.
Then
Sure she did.
I will wait in the car until I am needed.
Okay, that's fine.
So what is the plan? You're going to head to the hospital for you to feed.
Yes, I'm going to feed. Maybe I could find. I would feel bad to just take a person from the hospital, so maybe I could find some blood bags.
This is you're feeding on Janet's mom, right?
Yeah.
Right, because
It's-
you're muted.
Her
sorry.
mom's off limits. You
Yeah,
can
it
feed
was-
on
it was
anybody
the-
else
okay.
in the
Right.
coma
Other
ward.
patients.
Somebody,
Gotcha.
some of the other patients. Sorry.
Then for now, I'm gonna go ahead and say you were given via Janet 1 dot of herd.
Oh.
Single
Okay.
dot. You can freely once a week come to
Okay.
this place and get 1 point of hunger to sate for yourself and yourself alone. If you
Without
want
drawing
more
attention,
than a
yeah.
single point of hunger, I do need rolls. But I will give you. It's a story. It can come and go as things change in the story. So I would just mark it on your character sheet as story given, so we don't forget because we very
Okay.
well might. But yeah, for now, I'll say you have a single dot of hurt that you can use. But if you want more than 1 point of hunger, I will need a roll.
Okay. Then I will take that. I'll just do the 1 dot for now. Oh, maybe I should do more because it's always so hard for Elspeth to feed. It's a whole process. So maybe I just take
If you
advantage
do more,
while I'm
then
there.
I want you to just make me your typical. What do you have to do? You have to make a roll for using your hunting type. Does it come with a roll for
Yes.
feeding? Make that roll. The difficulty to be very, very low because of where you are.
So for Sandman, I have to roll Dex Stealth.
Yep. Okay. You're looking at a difficulty of 1. here.
Okay. So let me just roll that. Where is stealth? There it is. Okay. 2
Hey.
successes.
So you're able to feed 1 more point of hunger, bringing you down to 1.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to do while you're here?
So while I'm here, I would like to see if I can. Elspeth is pretty sneaky. She wants to try to find a couple of blood bags to steal and bring back.
That will also require a dexterity stealth check. I will, if you want. Do you want to rouse and add 2d10 to your pool? I know you just fed down to 1, so it's an immediate risk. But
I have a specialty in stealth.
okay, so add 1. You just add your 1d10 to this.
Okay. So, do I want to rouse after I just fed? No.
Failure would put you at 2, so it's not like it would be. Yeah, if you don't, no, I'm not pressuring. If you don't want to, don't do it.
If I do poorly, I may willpower reroll.
Okay.
But let's dex stealth
With your specialty, so make sure you add 1d10 to it.
Yes. 3 successes.
Yep, you're fine. 3 successes is more than enough. You're able to grab yourself. I would say I'll give you 2 points of hunger's worth. You grab 2 bags. You're able to grab 2 points of hunger worth of blood bags.
Oh, perfect.
You throw them in like your purse or whatever you have on you.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're able to make your way out without being noticed.
Okay.
David stayed in the car the entire time, I imagine. You didn't really need to do anything. And then is the plan to head right back?
Yes, actually, and I will let him know. Actually, David, I did pretty well. I have 2 blood bags. I was able to feed, so let's just head back.
That's incredible that they gave you so much blood.
Yes, I took the blood. I stole it.
Oh,
Sometimes, look, they weren't just going to give me blood, and we need to help that guy. So I just took some blood.
did anyone die?
No. They have plenty of blood to help people, I took the most common blood type and I didn't take the rare ones.
And if they have so much blood just readily available, then why do we have to take it from people?
Well, it's not super readily available, so it's
Is it a matter of freshness, like orange juice from an orange?
freshness is important. Yes, as a matter of fact, yeah, not everybody likes to drink from these things either. They kind of suck. Figuratively, not literally. It is a matter of freshness. And again, like everybody has preferences. Blood does different things to different people. Like when you taste it, sometimes it gives you certain feelings. It's a whole the vitae, it's everything. Truly. And the most important thing is getting it from the source that means the most to you. And for me, it's people who are sleeping. Oh, geez. And yes. And then also, it's sometimes for me, I have to make sure that they're not like in pain. But blood is everything. Know that.
How do we give back?
We don't. That's the nature of how we're not, loved by everybody, because we don't give back. We take. And that's just how it is.
I read of the importance of being a part of the life cycle means that we have to give back. That even mosquitoes give back. They take blood from people as well, and they become food for fish or frogs, which become food for people. And that if all of the mosquitoes on the planet died, that a large population of humanity would also die. So they continue to give back. But why don't we give back?
We give back by controlling, not making any more of us, unless it's very, very pertinent. We give back.
Say, even you would know, Elspeth, maybe, because you see Janet do it. There are those kindred who invest in the community, so to speak. It's always for other reasons.
Technically, the mob is a community-driven.
Yeah,
We give back.
Everybody
yeah,
says,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
We give back by helping with businesses. I give back by taking bodies and that would normally be polluting this world and using them for educational purposes. We all have our ways of giving back, I guess. But if you ask somebody like a hunter, they would say we don't give shit. And that we're just leeches that suck off people and don't do anything useful.
That word hits you weird, David. You know the word hunter. It's super familiar, and there's a sense of fear, maybe, very small in the back end, but you can't put any definitive shape to the name. It's just hunters, and hunters seem to strike a weird kind of primal distaste.
There's probably some sort of like physical response, nothing major, but
Yeah.
you probably see like the shoulders tense, or maybe even like the wings sort of like push against his nicer clothes.
I don't know why that made me flinch.
I think it makes us all flinch instinctively when we hear that word. There are people out there who really don't like us. And I mean, I've never met one really, but my sire tells me that there are people who want to hurt us and think we are no good and we don't give back and we need to be destroyed.
Are they right?
It depends on what you think about us and everything. I don't know. I think I understand a POV of somebody who would want to hunt us, that they see that we harm people, we take blood from people, and that's not good.
But people harm people. Why are they not hurting each other?
Exactly. It's really, we can't define what is evil or what needs to be taken care of, but some people think they can, and they take that into their own hands.
This is why it is confusing.
It is very confusing. Yeah. But that's why we keep ourselves secret, as secret as we can. That's why I'm not allowed to have a cell phone anymore. Kind of sucks. But that's how it is. It's this group that they call like the Second Inquisition. If you've read about the first one in, the history books. I know you've been reading a lot.
I think I've read something like them. Maybe. I don't know. I read Dante's Inferno and
great fan fiction.
Something about his life before his descent. I don't know entirely. But I do not know why they would want to hurt us. If they always hurt themselves, why are we the subject to their ridicule and their targeting? It feels like projection.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is a projection of people who have always been pretty fucked up and evil. They see something that they consider worse, and they project that and all the horrible things they've done, that humanity has done, and they put it on us, the kindred. It's very complicated, but these are great questions you're asking, David. You're exploring the deeper things, the philosophical things, not just the surface.
It feels like it's so much to continue to ask for people to just get to know me as David.
Not everybody will respond in the best manner. But that's okay. Like you said, we are trying our best. And if you want to find ways to give back, we can find ways.
I will continue to try to understand.
Man, I really wish I could take you to university. I feel like you would love to learn, and you would love to talk to professors and take some really great like philosophy classes and have some great discourse, but I don't think that'll be able to happen.
Where does this great philosophy teacher out in Chicago?
I know. I was like, if only there was like some Kindred school night classes that are taught somewhere, but
not here in Boston.
Boston needs that.
And on that wistful wish, our scene will cut. Instead, we are now outside the fancy seafood place called Ocean Prime, or sorry, Sea Prime. As you arrive, your unmarked SUV pulls up. The driver parks it, opens the door for you. And as you walk into the door of this restaurant, Prime Sea or Sea Prime, whatever the fuck I called it, you walk in, and like I said, it's just draped in modernity, where it is just white walls, white tables with white chairs, a stained glass window wall that's got like just kind of uneven cubes and yellow and off-white and white. It's just, for most, including myself, it lacks personality, it lacks soul, but it is what modern aesthetic seems to be going toward. And as you walk into the door, one of the employees steps up to you directly and with menu in hand just looks to you and says, "Miss Giannetti, if you'll follow me this way, please."
Of course, thank you.
And as you walk to the back of the restaurant, you're brought back to one of a few private rooms that they have. As the door opens, the windows themselves are like that glass that's just like blurry white that blurs the other side of the of what you're looking through. So it's like you can kind of see silhouettes of people, but no details. As the door opens, you're brought into the back, and a menu is placed down to where you're to sit. And on the other side of this table for two sits a gentleman that Janet knows rather well, but no one here has quite met or seen yet. You're seeing a gentleman who's, 6'1", probably 6'2", somewhere around there, completely clean shaven, and a very prominent, very just kind of square jaw with a cleft chin, and swooped back dark hair that is not gelled, but some sort of like hair product in there that keeps it kind of like that naturally swooped back look. He has crystal blue eyes. And like I said, the suit is tailored to him. Though you note, Janet, it is not one that you have made for him.
Of course not.
On his wrist is a Rolex watch that costs probably more than anybody in this restaurant has seen. And as you walk in, he doesn't stand to greet you, but he does look to you with a pleasant smile and gesture at the seat for you to sit.
Boss, and I just kind of melt down into the seat in front of him.
And he smiles, and the waiter would come in, and he said he'll simply say to you, "You're going to join me in dining, are you not?"
Of course.
Rouse check for me as you blush of life so you can eat, because he
yeah.
wants you to appear human when you're in a human
I
restaurant.
mean, technically, I could eat it without the rouse,
You can,
but the
he
rouse
wants,
helps. Yeah.
He wants, yeah, he's blush of life. He expects you to blush of life in his presence. As that is done, a good 20 minutes will pass of not silence, but there's some brief conversation. It's very surface level, but a lot of the server coming in, getting drinks set up, getting food set up, kind of just like general whatnot, no business talk. And until all food is placed out before you, what would Janet's favorite kind of like, if she had any pick of like her favorite seafood in the whole world, what would she go
like
for?
slurping down an oyster off of a shell can be
absolutely. You get
wonderful.
like an oyster platter to yourself.
Oyster platter. Usually I'd order a steak, very rare, but you know, here we are at seafood. So
yeah, he gets a swordfish steak for himself, alongside a pair, some mashed potatoes on the side and broccoli. And as the food is laid out, a nice white wine with seafood is laid out as well. And when all that's done, all the servers are gone, and you're going to be uninterrupted. Pleasantries sort of drop, and he just looks to you expectantly.
You look good, boss.
He smiles and nods, and he says, "The time for pleasantries is over."
Right. I wish I was coming bringing good news.
He almost seems no, he not almost seems. He seems utterly unsurprised when you say that. Which, you're not wanting to bring trouble to his doorstep, so it's not like you're a troublemaker of any sort.
So I called a few weeks back looking for some information. Good news, I found it on my own, but the trail led to New York. And against my better judgment, I followed the trail. You might say we were stopped by the hounds of New York on the way out of town. I properly introduced myself and made sure that they had all the information they needed, but I felt like you should know.
He takes a bite of his swordfish steak, and as you're speaking, and when you finish, he takes his time to finish chewing, and he brings up the napkin, kind of dabs at the corner of his lips, and he, with a very calm and just kind of stoic look, he goes, "Ah, is that why I was contacted by the sheriff earlier?"
Probably. I would imagine so. In addition, what I imagine to be a Bruja messenger was shot on my doorstep last night. He's currently healing in my basement. And I am currently in procurement of a very rare person of interest.
You know, I am grateful you were no longer on the leash that I once had on you. Punishment rolls uphill.
Correct. And I will take full responsibility for anything that I need to, but it seems like a respectful thing to tell you.
You see him restrain a quiet fury that bubbles forward as you continue to kind of speak of what has gone down. Yep, go ahead if you're going to say something.
All of that to be said, as much trouble as it may get me in, I believe I have important information about the Ventru.
He that kind of quiet anger subsides slightly, not necessarily disappears, but is maintained. And as he goes to take another bite of his swordfish steak, he says, "And what would that be, Miss Janetti?"
all of the information being fed to us points to the fact that somebody is in need of a patsy, a fall guy. And the dirty strings are pointing towards the Primogen. Specifically, one of his ghouls. I was smart enough to recognize that he wouldn't dare work against the Camarilla, so it had to be, false.
He reaches forward for his white wine, takes a sip of it before placing it down. Has Janet had a bite of anything since it's been put in front of her, you think?
I imagine she eats when he eats, right? Like
Sure,
when he
yeah,
takes
yeah.
a bite, you take a bite kind of a thing, and maybe
Mhm.
I'll like sip my wine or something in between to break silence.
When you say that, he kind of lets that mull over for a little bit before responding and saying, "Then maybe telling you that I was once proud of you will not bite me in the ass.
I
Whatever
hope
comes your way, it seems it has been well and truly earned, Miss Janetti. I'm disappointed."
I understand. I only ever want to make you proud. Um,
Then you
that's
will do
why
so by enduring whatever punishment the prince lays upon you and your crew.
I wouldn't call them my crew. They're definitely a a collection. That's for sure. I do have something that's a bit more personal.
Speak.
So, you remember when we were in training and you always talked about how we needed to see an opportunity before it was an opportunity?
I see not all of my lessons have slipped through your ears.
No, not at all. So, the person of interest I was talking about, he, he's special. He's special in the kind of way where either you're going to get your head taken or the Camarilla is going to want you really, really bad.
Then he stops you. You'll do me and yourself a favor and prevent giving me any more details than that. You have an appointment with the prince coming soon.
So I've been told.
Likely tonight.
Tonight?
I don't think you are aware of the level of transgressions.
Oh no, I am fully aware.
of the pr- No, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No,
No,
no, no,
no,
go,
you
no.
you first, boss.
No, no, no. Out of game, you would have said it. You would have said it
um,
before he did. You're good.
um, I truly believe that all of this mess is secondary to what could be.
Unfortunately, for what could be, it won't matter if the prince deems you criminals.
What do you deem me?
Whatever the prince deems you is what I deem you, because I am an obedient, respectful member of the Camarilla, and all the efforts the prince herself has put into stabilizing Boston with the merger of Hartford and others. So you will
Right.
respect her, and you will teach your ragtag crew of underlings to respect her as well.
I'm not really in charge of them.
That's where you're wrong. You
I
are.
don't understand
Where does he
that.
sleep? In your domain. Who watches him in your domain? Who left the city? Him. I have been informed of your transgressions. I am disappointed, and I am, dare I say, slightly angry. I taught you better. I've seen you do better. How long have you been on your own now?
5 years?
5 years.
Oh no, yeah, no, yeah, 5. Well, technically 1 year if you don't count. Okay, um, not long.
5 years is all it took. for you to embarrass me. I don't. And I made this clear, embrace without purpose and promise in the individual.
I can assure you that I will not disappoint you.
And you will prove it. And take whatever punishment the prince lays upon you in stride.
I will do it with pride.
Whatever stink your pride carries now embarrasses me, even if you are on your own.
Is there anything else, boss?
I appreciate your information that you were able to carry. Regardless of your punishment, I'll make sure I follow up on it. Opportunity before an opportunity and all.
Thank you, boss.
But it doesn't outweigh your crimes.
No, it sure does not.
Is there anything else you should lay at my table?
I was interested in a new piece of property, and I thought maybe you would want to see it. Give your opinion and all of that.
What is the property, Miss Janetti?
Well, on the south side, there's a small quarry up for grabs.
He nods. I'll keep that in mind. I said we just finish our dinners, enjoy each other's company, and you have somewhere to be.
That I do.
Don't be rude. Eat.
Of course. And she will sit there and eat in silence unless he says otherwise.
And as the dinner continues, his tone and mood shifts to utterly pleasant and conversational, and seems to shift into a surface level conversational tone for the rest of the dinner.
So does
with you.
Janet then, giggling and laughing and the whole nine.
Of course. The dinner takes probably over like an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours. The food is fucking immaculate. You always forget how good it is to let yourself actually like go to a fancy fucking place and indulge a bit. Elspeth and David didn't go anywhere, right? They stayed. Okay. You would be driven back to your home, Janet, and been told to wait here until you're summoned. As you walk into the front door, you see David and Elspeth probably chatting. What does Janet look like when she walks in the front door to her own home?
Well, exactly like she left.
Yeah, but has the mood changed visibly on her?
There's a very forced smile.
Oh, you're back already. Thought you'd be gone longer for some reason.
Why? We just had dinner. Please tell me you have good news. Did you get any?
Yes. We got some blood bags because I went to go feed also. We haven't fed them to him yet.
We could IV drip him.
We should. Yeah. We should probably figure out.
I'll get a needle.
Okay.
You can tell they've never set up a very low IV drip, but that's what Janet will do.
Yep. You want to make sure you're giving
enough.
him some so he doesn't hit when he doesn't wake up in a hunger
Basically,
frenzy, obviously.
just slow drip him.
So you set that all up, able to get that dripping in, and do you say anything to Elspeth and David, or do you just kind of like go about the night until there's a knock at the door?
Oh, fuck, right. As I'm IVing up this man and just like this is just like baking a cake to Janet, like whatever, straight into his open mouth, like however we set this up. So I would like to inform you both that more than likely we will be called this evening for our reckoning. I suggest you both clean up. David, you may want to put on your other outfit, and you should do it quickly.
I think David said he was wearing a super nice one.
Oh, you're wearing your nice one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Just kidding. You look great, David.
Thank you, Janet.
Yeah.
Elspeth, do you say anything? You good? You've never none of you have met the prince before, not once. Janet, you've seen the prince. You have never had a one-on-one, other than a brief like introduction, like at an Elysium at one point by your sire. No, you've never had a meeting with the prince. Most people don't have fucking meetings with the prince.
So sorry. So did you? Janet is saying
tonight, the prince, you're meeting them.
Okay, so that actually is like panic.
Okay, okay. That's what I was saying.
I'm I missed that part. I was more fixated on the sire part.
Yeah, did you hear me? Go clean your hands from the blood. You're gonna be meeting the prince.
Wait, well, what? We're gonna be
Who
meeting
did-
the prince
Who did you think was passing down the punishment, kid?
tonight?
This is good news, is it not?
You know, it's a glass half full kind of situation.
Weren't we
David.
supposed to get ready, like, with a bunch of like argumentative points as to why David should be?
Oh, so Janet, I mean, they wouldn't know this. You would like this. The fact that you're meeting the prince and not being disciplined by April or somebody on the higher years. Oh, there is no
Might
arguing. I mean, you can,
Oh boy.
Yeah,
but it's the prince.
I
Do
think
not
that
fucking
we've
argue the prince.
skipped the point of going into, say, a judiciary court. There will be no cases.
What?
I imagine that if we're meeting with the prince, our job is to
Our
remember
fate is
we're
decided.
listening. We're listening. We're listening now.
This is kind of huge and serious.
Well,
I've never met the prince before.
neither have I, but it doesn't change my demeanor. You're gonna walk in there shaking in your little, what are those? Mary Janes?
Yeah. You got it to a T, actually.
God, you guys know each other so well. You've been playing together for so
I know.
long.
I was like, damn, you exactly know what Elspeth is wearing.
Mary Janes with the the little socks. Just get the blood off of your hands, touch your lipstick up. All we can do is show up. And you know what? If we're gonna die, you might as well look good while you do it.
Okay. I didn't even, there's so much I wanted to learn. I felt like I should be like at a good place in like my studies as a Hecata.
What were you as a Hecata gonna learn that was gonna impress the prince?
We have so much to offer. And that's the thing. I think that
I'm gonna tell you something that I learned very early on when I was, indebted to the Ventru. There's nothing that you can offer the prince.
okay. But the
So
fact that
all
we're
we can
meeting
do is show up. Yeah, it's just gonna smile that pretty smile. And David looks really nice, and we all look really nice, and we're gonna face the facts, which is we all wanted to go to New York, and we did, and we shouldn't have. And now there will be repercussions.
Okay.
How's David look during all this? Very stoic.
I mean, yes, like the lack of emotion is probably a good sign because he doesn't really fundamentally understand how to properly smile, and he's got the mopey thing down because he understands that he's confused all the time.
Yeah.
So we are all under agreement. Our job is to show up and listen. We're not going to try to argue the facts. We're not going to ask any questions unless we are given permission to ask questions.
No questions. Just
You're just a body.
yes,
in a
my
room.
prince. Yes. No prince.
Correct. David, do you know the prince's name?
Prince.
Prince Iverson.
Prince Iverson.
Yes, Prince Iverson.
Prince Iverson.
No
Wonderful.
Prince
Great.
Iverson. Whatever
That
you
is-
say, Prince Iverson.
This is going to go great. I have a good feeling about this. Please don't embarrass me.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do you think we should return the bust? I point to the bust of the prince that Betty stole and attempted to have David give back. It's sitting in Janet's house still.
I think that is a problem for another time.
Yes.
Wonderful. You know what? Good thinking. Very logical, David. I really appreciate your grounded perspective. Okay. Now, he's got his drip. We've locked a magpie away. The boys are going to hold down the house. We're going to wait.
Okay.
Anything do you want to run anybody down on rules? Do you want them to change these Elspeth change clothes? Like,
I will go answer the door.
Answer the door.
There was a knock at the door.
not yet. No,
Oh.
not yet. There's
Oh, I thought
okay.
you said that there was a knock at the door.
there will be a knock
There
at the
will
door, but
be,
no,
but
they're
we-
not
yeah,
yet. Yeah.
Gotcha,
Before there's a knock at the door, do you want to
Yeah, it doesn't change
does
anything.
Elspeth
They will
Elspeth,
go
go
answer the
get
door when
changed.
when it knocks.
Yeah,
Elspeth will wear nicer attire for this event.
Do you need to go through my closet?
Yes.
Okay.
Something actually kind of out of she's gonna dress like what she thinks the prince would want to see, like some sort of like
What
formal
does
business
she think the
attire.
prince would want her to wear? Like a suit?
Something like yes, like very businessy. This is so out of character.
Okay, no, you come out in like a lady's suit, and I'm like, oh, no, we can do better than that. Janet will take you to her closet and dress you, so that you're still Elspeth, but
Okay.
it's nicer.
Okay. This is good.
Let's see. What are we
Janet,
thinking?
should we bring the hound, or the man that should we bring the Bruja?
Oh
No, we're gonna leave him here. They can come get him if they want him. Right now, he's actually specifically safe for here. Okay, so I put you in a nice fitted woman's vest with a white collared shirt underneath and a tie.
Okay.
And I put you in, I lengthen your skirt just a little bit to like a little bit more, maybe a pencil skirt. Okay. We'll add some cufflinks, maybe a nice pin tie or silver chain to match. Maybe the tie's like black velvet, something really nice, kind of dark. You look good,
Okay.
but not
Stuffy.
foolish. Yeah, you don't look foolish.
Okay. I am ready to go meet Prince Iverson.
Well, we're not going anywhere. They're gonna come get us.
Oh, okay.
We are going. No, we're not.
No, we're not. No,
I
we're not.
guess we every 10 minutes, Elspeth will get up and just like move around. God, this is like true to my anxiety. Like we'll just like sit and like cannot sit still. Just constantly getting up until they arrive.
Okay. 2 hours go by.
Oh my God.
I make cookies.
Yeah, yeah. Keeping everybody occupied so they don't their minds don't get the better of them. I like it.
2 fucking hours.
After 2 hours of sitting there waiting nervously, does Elspeth like pace and get up and down a lot?
Yeah, this is like in the waiting room at the doctor or like an important meeting, and you're just like, can they just call you in already?
After a little over 2 hours, you do within the home hear 3 distinct knocks. Not frantic knocks, not like aggressive or anything, just like 3 very measured knock, knock, knock at the door.
David?
I will answer.
David. As you open the door, you see an individual you have seen or met once so far. This is April Bosley's assistant, the Ezra, I think is what his name was, the guy with the hoodie who was very quiet. He with his hood down, he without you even saying hello, David, there is just in a very low tone, Prince wants to see you now, non-negotiable. I'm your ride. Come on.
I wave everybody on. I like put my going out gloves on and I grab my matching purse and
Elspeth, do you have a moment of like, oh shit? Yeah, do you have a fear frenzy moment?
It borders it. It truly borders it. There may be a fear frenzy depending on what the prince says. But no, she's trying her best to keep it together.
As you're brought out, there is a small car that's not tinted and dark like the others. It's actually just like a Toyota Corolla. As he hops into the driver's seat and you get in the seat, when he begins the ride, it's all back routes. He doesn't take any main streets. It's a less efficient way to get there, but it's a lot more obscure. And where he's taking you, you would realize, I think Janet would be the only one to realize you're being brought to not like an Elysium, you're being brought to one of her more private courts. The Custom House Tower in Boston. This is why I love doing this in a city I know. I'm going to give you guys a link. Actually, yeah, I'll put it in the Discord for you. This is just a Wikipedia link to the building itself.
whoa, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it's super beautiful.
Ooh.
It's been around since somewhere between 1837 and 1847. It was designed, the stuff. So it's been around for a long time. In America years anyway. you would realize just via the route that you're going, that is where you are headed. It is, basically her own. It's one of her private elysiums, a private court meeting place. It's not necessarily. It's not the ivory tower.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah,
okay.
The ivory tower is. I think in Boston, it's a fictional tower that's called like the Boston Tower or something.
Okay, got
this is something else. Like I said, while it's a less efficient route to get there, it's all back roads and such. And along the way, he would briefly mention the protocols, which boil down to speak only when spoken to, more or less. It's basically gives fancier ways of saying, just don't talk.
Fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. It's the prince. She can have you killed for whatever reason she deems fit. He gives you the spiel of like, if you've never met Prince Iverson before, she is fair. But she is tough. She's very cold in her demeanor. She's not one to like give into anger and emotion, but she's also not one to she has an iron grip. It took an iron grip to get New England back into a place where it is now one of the most stable places for the Camarilla within the world. If there's anything you would want to ask him, like you could, he's clearly not averse to speaking with you. But if not, it's a quiet ride.
Do we have this guy's name?
Ezra, this guy.
Ezra.
Yeah, I think I said it before.
Oh, yes, you did. You did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a quiet ride. The west.
Actually, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Will you be here after to give us a ride home?
He would just respond, that'll be up to Miss Bosley. My orders are simply to take you there for now. But I imagine a ride will be afforded to you one way or another. If that's all, you are driven, like I said, rather quietly out to the custom house. And this building is a tall stone tower with a huge clock that is stuck at a particular time, kind of up there. And now the bottom, half of it, or most of it rather, is a Marriott now. It's like the bottom 20 floors, I think, or something along those lines. However, as you're brought up, you're not driven to the front of the building. You're actually driven off to the side near a parking garage. As you're brought into the parking garage, you actually are brought to an area where parking is restricted and reserved in the back corner of it, where there's an elevator there. And standing outside of this elevator is April Bosley herself, waiting for you. As he puts the car into park and the dim orange lights of the parking garage become your only illumination, and you open the doors and kind of the worn asphalt of this parking garage meets your feet. You see her standing there with her arms brought forward with one hand over the other's wrists in just a very simple business red dress. Her hair is kind of brought back into a ponytail, and she just is patiently waiting for the three of you as you step out of the vehicle. You all walk over, and as you do so, she would just give you each a nod, unless, again, opportunity to say something if there's anything you want. But it's here. She would also say, from this point on, I wouldn't expect you to have any, but no phones allowed. Any technology will be weapons will be.
Oh.
Do you have any?
I reach in my very small handbag and pull out a very small gun and pass it off to her. I'm thinking pearlized handle, like small caliber. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you bring it out, and Ezra would actually take it from you. Yep.
I'd like that back, please.
Oh, Ezra and April would be. Don't worry. It'll be returned. Property will be returned to you as long as the prince deems it suitable. Is there anything else before we move onward? Everybody's very quiet. How does Elspeth look? I just want to obviously David's probably very stoic. He's pretty good at controlling his emotions. Obviously Janet is a professional at this. Elspeth, however, she's still very young. She's only a year. Is there a visible look of worry on her face out of curiosity?
Most definitely. This is the biggest moment, meeting the prince. She's without her sire, to protect her. She trusts Janet, but this is extremely, she's terrified to be so yes. And it is visual on her face.
April doesn't say anything. But if anybody want to say something, this would be kind of your opportunity, but nothing is said. And though she may note that you look visibly worried, Janet and David be able to read it, obviously, how worried she is. She just turns the elevator and she reaches into her little hand purse that she has hanging from her wrist. And she pulls out a plastic security card that she presses up against the elevator's controls. As it lights up, there's no button. It just lights up. And there's no weight whatsoever as the elevator's already at the bottom as it rolls open. And she gestures for the three of you to step in first.
It is nice to see you again, Miss Bosley.
She gives you a very pleasant smile and gives you a nod. You as well, David. You can step in, and then the other two step in, and then Elspeth, and then April would step in last. And as the door is shut, she would have to hold it up. She reaches into her purse and pulls out a separate security card and presses that up against the dials. And you see it actually goes up to floor 26, and she hits 26. The elevator rolls quietly up the first 10, 15, 20 floors. As it hits floor 20, you actually feel it physically kind of slow down a little bit. And as it dings up to the 26th floor, the elevator comes to a very sudden stop. The doors roll open. And what you see here is like, there's a security door that you're open up into like a common area with a white tile floor and some walls with windows. And then there is a wall with just a security door there. And as you step out, there are two individuals dressed in suits, one man, one woman, who both step up. And as each one of you walk out, you are brought out and patted down rigorously. Are any of you hiding anything? I figure you're not.
My charm.
Yeah, other than your charm.
Some
one
weird trinkets for
like a
doing
chicken's foot and a bundle of sage. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me just a wits awareness check as you step out into this floor. I imagine David was the first one to step out, maybe Janet, then Elspeth, and just because Elspeth's probably afraid, so I put her last. Let me know what you roll.
I got no successes.
Okay.
4.
4. Okay.
1.
1. Okay. Just David. David, as you look around, obviously these guys they've got weapons on them. They're not hiding it. They're like private security. They got earpieces in. But as you look around the room too, while it's completely plain, you actually see where the wall would meet the ceiling, buried in the corner. It's very narrow, but all along it there is a strip of that's not on right now. It looks like a light of some kind. You said you got 4 successes? Yes. With 4 successes, there's a part of you and you don't know why. You don't know where this knowledge comes from. It's suddenly you just recognize it. Oh, those are all UV lights.
They're UV strips.
All UV strips buried in the wall. Hard to see. You would have to like really look, but that could dust you instantaneously. What were the other 2 roles that you had? Both Elspeth 0 and you said a 1. I would say you would recognize that the people patting you down are breathing. So you would probably likely put them as ghouls. They're not kindred.
Okay.
You would notice that too, David. But David, yeah, you with a 4 would also recognize the tiny strip along the corners of the wall where the wall meets the ceiling, where there's a UV light strip there. As you're patted down, each one is cleared. The security door is then opened, and you're led a short distance until you take a hard right to a secondary elevator that you're brought to. April Bosley's following you as well, and she once again pulls out a security key. It pops it open, and the elevator rolls open. And as it does, you see there's only only 4 buttons from where you're at, right? 4, 7, 8, 9, 4, up to floor 30, and they hit the 29th floor.
Janet, can we walk down on the way out? I don't like these boxes.
You would notice there are no stairs.
As much as I appreciate that idea, I don't think there are stairs out of here, honey. We're meant to go through the boxes.
They make me feel very uneasy.
They're meant to. Just keep you cool. You're fine. We're totally safe right now.
As it rolls up, not the 20, they would hit the 30th floor. The 29th floor is like the Elysium floor.
That makes sense.
Janet would know that. You probably would have been in this building once to go to the 29th floor where there's like a small Elysium chamber.
And I would find it odd that we're not going to that floor for this meeting.
You're skipping
and we're
the
going to
29
her chamber on the 30th. Ooh.
Yes, you're going to 30th.
Oh boy.
As you roll up to the 30th floor and the doors roll open, you walk into a small security, again, antechamber where you're once again patted down one more time. And before you are walked through a set of mahogany double doors. And as they swing open, what you walk into is what is essentially the clock room. It's a place that was built well before modern security. It lacks any modern cameras in any of that way. You're on the interior of the giant clock of the building, and you would see that the clock itself is frozen at 3:17. Was where it was frozen at. Well, maybe not David, but the other two, you would know that's been that way for decades. It's been frozen there for a long, long time. The ceilings are 20 feet tall here, and there are 4 massive windows facing each cardinal direction. All of them have been UV protected, but at night, they are completely clear to see through. And it kind of gives you the sense of just like vulnerability.
Like
you're
emptiness,
just kind of there. Yeah, exactly. You see there's a desk that's positioned actually to face outward, overlook the harbor. And it's actually just like the doors. The desk itself is made out of Janet. I will keep going to you because I think you would know. Actually, David, you would recognize it as well. This is also mahogany from the early 1920s or 1930s.
So she's got some class.
Yeah, absolutely. And she is currently not standing, but sitting at the desk as you walk in. And the last thing you notice is that as you walk in, you are flanked by art. David in particular, I think, would take note. And let me hang on. I copy pasted what paintings are there. So as you walk in, right over her desk, you see Leda and the Swan. This is a Leonardo da Vinci painting from like 15 something or other. It's obviously not the original. It's a copy. But what this depicts is Zeus transforming into a swan to seduce Leda. The painting itself, many people interpret it. I didn't go super deep into the research of it very much, but the idea is like the transformation, double meaning imagery behind it. Then on your left, you're flanked by Apollo and Daphne. This is a painting from the early 1400s, and this is the moment where Daphne is being transformed into a laurel tree. It's gorgeously depicted on that painting on the left, and on your right-hand side, you have another painting, and this is Circe offering the cup to Odysseus, 1520-ish. And this is a sorceress who transforms men into beasts. And in this painting, she holds the cup of transformation and is surrounded by transformed animals all around her. Then 2 more paintings, one more on the left and the right, which finish flanking. So you got 4, 2, 2, and then the one over her desk. Again, on the left, just after Apollo and Daphne, is the Fall of Icarus, 1560s. This is the Peter Bruegel the Elder painting. And this is right around like the north. No, this is unlike the other paintings, not Northern Renaissance related, but another kind of like boy who flew too close to the sun, the wings melting and so on. And then the final painting on the right-hand side is Diana and Actaeon, I think is how you say it. This is the hunter who was transformed into a stag for seeing the goddess bathe. And the punishment was being transformed into prey. My apologies. There was one more I copy pasted that she has there. And this one would be as you turn around, leaving, hanging over the door on your way out. You would see it over your shoulder. This is classic Narcissus from Caravaggio's school from 1599, late Renaissance, early Baroque. But again, youth transformed by its own reflection, self-obsession. And these are all around you. Now, David, there is a theme running through this. Art is not a skill, right? What is a skill I'm looking for here?
Technically, academics, you can have an art thing, or craft, you can have an art specialty.
I have a specialty in art history with academics.
Yeah, perfect. That's an intelligence art with that specialty. Anybody can make that role if they'd like, but obviously David is the one with the specialty in it.
You want academics intelligence?
Yeah.
Thank you. I roused to assist me with this.
Okay.
I'm going to willpower. Three successes.
As you step in and you kind of take in the paintings, while this is only maybe but a few moments, it feels like minutes pass as you look them all in. David, do you feel like you could stare at these paintings for hours. You could give days, weeks to just one of them. There's so much detail and rich thematic themes on display here. Did anybody else want to make that roll, or are you just going to leave it for David? Yeah. The theme that with 3 successes, and as you see her writing, as you get closer, you see her at her desk. She sat down. She's writing something. Her pen is actually in the silhouette of a swan's neck in silver. The thing that you pick up on is transformation. Every painting here, everything here is representative of transformation in some way. Some willing, others as punishment. But
most of it non-consensual.
Yes, and the theme, maybe I think David, with 3 successes, I think I would give it with especially who you are. I would say that the idea I think that you pick up on is that no one leaves her influence untouched, unchanged, much like how Boston ended up changed.
David also empathizes with a lot of these things because he doesn't really feel like he feels like someone made him this way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. As you walk up, there's like leather chairs, and you would actually notice they have like feather patterns into the chairs themselves. The fountain pen, again, swan-shaped silver. There's even a Carrara, like that's what you call it, I think.
The marble.
Like it's a marble swan sculpture.
David's skin color.
Yeah. And even if you had coats where the coat rack would be, the coat racks are like swan necks. Everything here is, I think, more like Janet in that there's like tasteful decoration with purpose and theme. It is not at all modern. It is very much held to the age of the building itself, built to work with it. And while the windows themselves may make you feel kind of open and exposed, you also realize here she has a view of every domain of the city.
Yep.
She sees everything 30 floors up, because it's not like New York where there are huge buildings that block everything. 30 floors up, she could see a majority of Boston pretty much everywhere. It's very, very commanding. You can see all that territory there. And as you step forward, does anybody take seats? There's like a leather couch, a couple of chairs.
Not unless I'm told.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a curiosity. Just it's a silent thing, but what are the odds David sees his gift to April Bosley for the prince?
Go in.
Because this was recent. It was only just like a couple of days ago that it was given to her.
Yeah, and it was a bust of herself, right?
Yes, and
of her throne.
Of the throne and the representation of peace by the hands of the throne.
I think you would recognize as well here, David, too, and not that just your art piece is not displayed. You see very little self-display here.
Sure.
So
again, it wasn't supposed to be about them specifically. It was about like peace by the hands of the throne. So that's why
no, absolutely. But you don't see it being displayed around.
Gotcha.
As she's scrawling, you would also note that no, I don't think so. Actually, I changed my mind. She's scrawling. You can hear the scratching of pen on parchment as you step up. Obviously, there's private security in here that are way more heavily armed than anywhere else, and you would likely assume that there's some sort of blood magic ritual that's probably protecting this place in some way. But you are unacknowledged only with the sound of her fountain pen scratching parchment for a full 2 minutes. Just silence. She's busy. She's not asking anything. She's literally just writing. As she comes to the end, she would, but she still continue writing. You would hear her say, "Do you know what distinguishes a swan from other waterfowl?" There is no beat in between before she says, "Grace, control, an appearance of effortlessness, and a medium water that is not their own by nature for many others." You realize you were given one task. One simple task. And when she says that, she dots her parchment and she plucks and she plunges it into the inkwell as she looks to one of the security folk, and they walk over, and she quickly kind of folds it and puts it into an envelope and hands it off. From my understanding and what I was told, you were to watch a single kindred as her eyes moved to David in a single city for however many nights was necessary until he has gone through all the proper processes of acknowledgement within the New England area. A task a fledgling could manage it, a ghoul could manage it. And yet, when she says that, she places her hands flat on the desk and pushes out her chair as she slowly stands. And yet, you have turned a simple task into an international incident. You abandoned your post, crossed domain borders without permission, committed crimes in another prince's territory. And then, because apparently your capacity for failure knows no bounds, you got caught on the way out. Do you know what the Prince of New York asked me? Rhetorical question. He asked if Boston has fallen so far that we cannot control our neonates. He wonders if the merger with Hartford was the right move, and if maybe that decision has diluted our standards. And then he laughed. He laughed. A Ventru prince laughed at my domain. And at that, her eyes directly meet yours, one at a time. I have spent years building Boston into something that Quentin King's Mad Kingdom could never imagine itself becoming. 5 years establishing us as a power in the Northeast with diplomatic deals that no one thought possible. And some of them have imploded, failed. But with every failure comes a step towards success. And in that, I have created a domain of stability, of competence, of growth. And in one night, you have made me and our city a punchline. At that, she turns her back and walks toward the window that's behind her desk. The other thing about swans is they're territorial creatures. Why I find so much in common defending its nest with, I think you would imagine, shocking violence for a bird. But swans don't take on battles they can't win. They're intelligent. Doesn't waste meaningless energy on meaningless conflicts. But you created a conflict where none needed to exist in the fucking first place. You manufactured a crisis from incompetence. She turns from the window back to you. Do you understand? And for the first time, you don't think this is a rhetorical question.
Yes, Prince.
Yes, Prince.
Prince Iverson.
Good. Your domain in Boston is hereby forfeit. It will be managed by someone who understands responsibility. You, each of you, will owe a major boon to the Prince of New York to be collected at his convenience, another to Boston itself for the embarrassment you've caused this city, and you will be confined to the city for 6 months. Any attempt to leave Boston will be cause for a blood hunt. In the meanwhile, the sheriff will assign you new hunting grounds, the least desirable in the city. You will report to April Bosley once a month to confirm that you haven't found new ways to embarrass my name and the kindred of this city. And if you fail me again, oh, if you so much as jaywalk in the wrong goddamn direction, I will feed you to the Tremere as experiments myself. Do you, and as she's about to say understand, the door opens. And in walks a hurried-looking but familiar face to those who have been in Boston for some time, a higher-ranking member of the Tremere. Not the Primogem themselves, but one who's often seen around them. Young girl, somewhere in her early 20s probably, before she says, Your Highness, please forgive the interruption, but an urgent matter. There was a special delivery that my clan was expecting that hasn't arrived, and given the chaos in the past few nights, we're beginning to fear the worst. At that moment, Iverson closes her eyes, and you may wits awareness for me.
One.
Three.
Three.
Okay. Not Janet, but the other two. You see the subtle tensioning of her jaw as she hears this Tremere girl speak, and she just goes, one disaster at a time. Your shipping complications can fucking wait till I'm done finishing dealing with this catastrophist coterie at hand. Yeah. Does Janet say something? Does she speak up when?
No, if she looks like she's going to continue, I will let her continue. But Janet has maybe a solution to her problem, but we'll see if she wants it.
As she says that, the individual says, "But Your Highness, this property is of extreme," and she gets cut off. And for the first time, you hear Prince Iverson yell, "Enough! These three, then, will assist you in locating your missing property as part of their penance. Consider it community service. Now, leave us." The Tremere girl just nods and turns and leaves. Well, fate smiles on you, it seems. You may have the opportunity to partially redeem yourselves, though I suspect you'll find a way to fail at that as well. Before you are dismissed, it's my understanding that you, and she just looks to David, have been waiting on acceptance to Boston. Others more careless than I may deem you and condemn you to death. But you came to our domain seeking acceptance, all of the letter of the law, until one of the more disastrous international incidents I've had the displeasure of dealing with in the past months. And under normal circumstances, this might be a moment of real welcome. However, your actions have made normal impossible. However, by the traditions and my authority as prince, I formally accept you into the Boston domain. You are acknowledged as kindred of the city. This acceptance comes with all traditional rights: hunting, haven, protection, under all traditions, all of which are currently suspended as part of your punishment for bringing shame upon this domain. You are now officially one of us, and officially a disappointment. Take your place among your peers and leave me. And she does dismissively wave you before she sits down at her desk, pulls out another piece of paper, takes the swan stylus, and begins to write.
On my way out, is there like a pedestal or something missing? A piece of art? Do I see a place where that bust belongs in this collection?
What?
The one that Betty stole.
There are a few places some art could belong. It's hard to know if that's.
But I don't
where
see
it
like
would
an
have
empty
been.
pedestal or like a very clear place.
No, this place is not a place of common Like I don't think
Common
Betty would have
art.
been able to even get up here.
That's
really,
what. That's.
if she
I'm trying to
wanted.
figure out who the fuck this belongs to, so I can return it.
Yeah,
It clearly maybe doesn't belong to her, and that's fine. That's maybe a good thing. It was just something I wanted to notice as I spin around in silence and leave the room.
Yep. It is expected silence unless anybody says anything. Okay. You all walk away. As you walk to the door, as you open it, April waits on the other side. Says, "Yes, you and your coterie." She looks to you, Janet. "You and your coterie may follow me." She walks into the elevator. She needs to use a security card to get you down the elevator, and you are slowly and quietly brought down all 30 floors through all checkpoints, patted down, so you're back down in the parking garage where Ezra is sitting quietly with the ready to give you your sidearm back.
Thank you. I'll open my little bag for them to drop it in. It's the only thing in the purse, but like lipstick, like.
April says, "You will be given 48 hours to gather your belongings from your home, Miss Janetti, and your shop. Once done, where you go is up to you, but you will be given and shown your new hunting grounds after those 48 hours.
Question above table, Mathis. So the building was in mob territory, was given to me through the mob. So how does that work? Now I have to because I technically still owe it's weird.
Yep, they will end up having to zero out your identity and claim you have died unless you, Janet, come up with a better answer. They don't give a fuck about the mob because they have other Ventru who will work through the mob in other ways. For them, the easiest thing the Camarilla can do is say you died, make it very, very easy, provide tertiary evidence, and just gone. And then, so unless Janet has another idea that might work better, that is usually what they do. They will zero you out.
Janet always has a better idea than just wiping herself off. She's not ready. Yeah, she's not ready for the masks time yet.
Sure.
I mean, she has a plan. So she has 48 hours. So can she liquidate all of her assets is the question.
Some of them, probably not all of them, but you could definitely get some of them.
Could she liquidate enough to start a new business? Like leave that business behind in the building and start?
You could probably get enough to buy the quarry.
That's what I need is enough to buy the quarry.
But what you'll end up having to do is buy it through the grace of your sire's name because you are currently being restricted and punished. So you will be given, because you're not even going to have hunting rights anywhere else. You're going to be given a hunting ground. You obviously could poach, and that's likely what will happen a few times. But if you have the sire buy the quarry with your money, it would belong to your sire, but it would belong to you technically. You could also come up with if you let yourself zero out, there's the opportunity to buy a mask or buy a separate identity and buy under your own shell company, though the layer of shell company would only go to one name. There's some options here, and your character will have 48 hours to figure out what they want to do. But that building is going to be removed from your domain, and regardless of your ties with the mob and where it belongs, the Camarilla supersedes all of it.
Right.
Damn.
Ezra will drive you back. It is likely silence. And as you walk into the front door of your house, now that you have opportunity to speak without being heard, just Elspeth collapse and start shaking. I'm curious what the reactions are as people come in. And we'll figure that out. Obviously, we'll figure out exactly what we're going to do between sessions. But I'm curious.
I already have ideas. Yeah. How about this? If this is where we're going to end, you watch Janet come in, you watch her kind of pull the fur off heavily, rip all of the fancy bits off, throw her purse down and go straight to the phone, and she starts dialing.
Okay. Elspeth walks in and finds the couch and sits down, also kind of takes the jacket off and just kind of grabs her head and
you're just trying to absorb it is
yes
clear. And David,
David is relatively satisfied, all things considered.
Hey, all right, so he looks like he does, and he looks unperturbed.
I think if all being, he might even be a little happy.
Do you look like he's smiling?
The lightest form, not smug. It's not really a smirk as much as it's just it's a satisfied look.
Yeah, Janet wouldn't notice because she stormed off and started calling immediately, but Elspeth might. You would be like panicking, you're looking up, maybe even to find some sort of like solace in talking to David, and you see him actually look like calm, and he looks, like you said, satisfied.
You good, David?
I have never been better. I feel very good, El.
Well, I guess you got some good news, right?
We are still alive.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
we may have lost things. I guess I should say you and Janet have lost things. I have lost nothing. But I believe that it is safe to start over. And it is never too late. We have forever.
I guess that's a good way to look at it. We're back to zero again, I guess.
I never left zero.
Now I guess we're all in the same
Mm.
same playing field, the same level.
I'm sorry
hear-
if that means that you have lost some things that you care about. I do not think that Annika will love you less.
We'll see about that.
Janet is going to lose the most. But she is a torrent, a calm and resolute storm, and I know that she can thrive anywhere. She's
Yeah.
strong like that.
I need to be more like her, I guess.
Talking about Janet. And as I say that, we pan over and we see Janet furiously calling. Who are you calling? We don't have to do the call now, but I'm curious who the ring is going to.
The ring is going to the best backup she's got, which is the mob. When somebody in the family needs something.
And
You
as
call
that
family.
ring call, as you call the family, and we keep hearing ring, 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 and each ring we hard cut closer and closer, closer to Janet's face. We hear the pickup of I bet you call the lawyer guy is probably the easiest guy to call that you talked to earlier.
Yeah, because at this point there are two, and maybe we can talk about this in the after show, but there are two major things Janet needs to handle before she can evacuate this building, both of which have to do with the mob, not with the Kindred.
So they call him Vinny Teresi Esquire.
Yep, it's time to get out Vinny, baby.
So you ring, each one cuts, and just as we're about to cut to black, you hear that answer, you just hear him go, hello, and we cut to black. And we'll be back in a couple weeks, everybody, with another episode.
All right, guys.
Have a good time. We're
Thanks
off
so
to do a
much.
after show time for us forever at patreon.com/podbynight. Support us there. We appreciate you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.